Season's greetings and welcome to Two Balls and a Mic, episode 267, 267th week in a row with an episode talking San Diego soccer. Here with my good pals, Chiva, yes, señor, Abraham Cepeda, and myself, Tony Sanchez. Thank you for joining us here on a Monday. We're going to go ahead and get it going fast and furious. San Diego FC is undefeated. They move into the second position in the Western Conference of MLS. That is fantastic news. We're going to go ahead and break down their 3-1 victory against Real Salt Lake. A great comeback win, really imposing themselves against a tired Real Salt Lake, who did give them the biggest challenge that they faced. We're also going to go ahead and talk about El Zarape de San Diego. You ever wonder about that flow ball that Manny Machado was holding? Well, it was designed by a San Diego, and we actually are at the ground floor with that. We're going to go ahead and welcome the artist that came up with it, Abe. We're also going to talk some San Diego Wave. San Diego Wave is coming in. They are actually trained at the San Diego FC training facilities over the weekend. That's a good little partnership. But what does that mean? What's going on? Why are they there? Is it positive? Just awesome positive. We have goals, gaps, and greats that we're going to go ahead and start with. Season's greetings to everybody in the group chat, the chat. Welcome on in. Chiba, Abe.
What's up?
How are you guys?
I'm not doing good. Yeah, you go first.
You go first.
Oh, okay. Well, I had a fun little weekend. Yesterday I got into a whole argument again about the chant with someone, but it's just nice to have good conversations about stuff. People can disagree all the time. Maybe I come off a little hard last week, but I still believe what I believe, and it's okay for people to believe what they believe. But
absolutely. And if you have a comment, you have a thought you want to drop in, we are here on Instagram. We are on X. We are not on Blue Sky. You guys need to figure it out with the live stream on YouTube. Sky. San Diego.Futbol is a way to go if you want to go ahead and get ahead of the game and actually read, read some of the stuff that comes up on San Diego.Futbol. That is the website that we have. Some articles being featured by Alejandro Chia Villaseñor. We have Abe Cepeda.
Abe's my boss on that. I have to send it to get pre-approved from Abe. So
yeah, a lot of misspellings. Got to work on that.
Absolutely. So you can check that out on San Diego.Futbol. Misspelling free, and if you catch it, that's on Abe.
That's why we have an editor-in-chief.
Absolutely. We want to go ahead and just get this started here. I want to welcome everybody who is joining us across the multiverse. I've thrown this link across. There's a lot of people who are excited about San Diego FC who have been waiting. What?
I just thought of something really funny you told me over the weekend. Because Abe's talking about his weekend. I was at a baby shower.
Okay.
And I'm on the phone with Tony.
Jeez.
And Tony's just like, oh, did they shower the baby already?
Yeah, that's just how I started the conversation. Hey, is this baby showered already?
I was like, hey, what's up? I'm at a baby shower. Oh,
shout
did they
shower
the baby?
That's funny.
Shout out Esteban.
I went to my own baby shower.
What?
I was born the week before my baby shower, but they just still had it. But I was just there.
It's either very late baby shower or a very early.
It was early. Well, I came like a month earlier or something.
Okay.
Con razón, es un pinche genio, vato.
No, 100%. I want to welcome you and everybody on to here because we have San Diego FC to talk about. There is soccer happening. Hey, Marcus Estrada better be out. He's going to be out here for the Atlanta game in September. Oh, I'll see if I can make it out there. Juan Garcia, let's get to 35K at Snapdragon this Sunday. Well, let me tell you right now, pretty much our source projections have this as a second sellout.
Really?
For San Diego FC at Snapdragon Stadium. Right now, those are the projections.
Well, I mean, you have to. Yes, Chucky got hurt, but they're undefeated. They won twice already on the road. They tied at home. They're playing pretty entertaining football. But we're gonna dive into all that right after our first segment of the night, which is going to be goals, gaffes, and greats. Are we good to dive in on that real quick?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get into it. Goals, gaffes, and greats, where we And with that, it's where we talk about the goals, the gaffes, and the greats of the week. Usually try to stick to San Diego, everything throughout. Actually, one of our guests actually sent in a video not too long ago of his a nephew scoring a goal. Just a little youngling out there, youngling San Diegan, future San Diego FCer. And we're going to go ahead and talk to him here in a bit. But goals, gaffes, and greats. There was a lot of action, obviously, this weekend. Everybody is excited because San Diego FC went over to Salt Lake City, Utah, and there was a lot of questions going into this matchup. Will they get it done? The altitude, Chucky is out. But with that, let's go ahead and get into the goal of the week. Goal of the week is actually up for debate still, and we'll let you guys decide here in the comment section which one deserves to be up there for goal of the week. There's the first entry.
To McVay being pressured but well read. The veteran knows exactly how to navigate and finds Godoy. Godoy to get Peterskov, who push it forward to Willy Kumado, who habilitates himself and using his speed. Now the center, the ball crosses under the goal. San Diego FC again. Willy Kumado put it on light speed, coming up that right side. Filters a cold filtered pass, I should say, to himself to then deliver the 5-star service right at the doorstep of Anders Dreyer. 3 goals for Anders Dreyer inside of 3 match days.
3 goals, and the great, powerful Adrian, Senor Adrian Marquez, along with Darren Smith on the radio call for San Diego FC with that. So that's one. That's entry number 1.
Okay.
But
a good goal.
And to be fair, it's a good goal.
Oh.
It's obviously it's a great goal. It's the game winner, by the way. And then the play that Willy Kumado makes, the overlap self pass, dude, like that makes it a great goal. I mean, yes, he was at the right time, and the ball kind of landed right there for under there. But like, I still think that should be goal of the week. I don't know about you guys.
I would vote for the other one, as Tony pulls it up here. It's something that you don't see very, very often.
All right. So last week we actually had La Maga, who had a backward scorpion kick. Actually named Camaroncin. She actually named it right after. That's really cool.
That's pretty dope.
So the second entry, we cover San Diego soccer in the area, La Región, and that this is part of it. Tijuana had a match yesterday on a Sunday against Atlas.
You think we're closer to Estadio Caliente than we are to Snapdragon?
I can figure that out here.
I think we are.
I think actually we are 100%. So this is the second entry for potential goal of the week, and I'll let the comment section decide this one.
Atlas y San Luis, los demás todavía están en el proceso de terminar lo del Preta y mete el centro.
¡Ole!
¡Escorpión!
Oh, ¿qué fue eso?
¡Oh, su máquina! ¡Tállenme los ojos! ¿Qué acabo de ver? ¿Qué acaba de hacer Nervo? El gol del torneo de Escorpión. 3-1 el marcador. ¡Qué remate! ¿Cómo la prende? Estamos viendo la repetición.
No.
Hay que terminar.
That is absolutely fantastic. A scorpion kick. And if you look at that scoreline, and this will factor in here in a little bit for those watching greats. It is currently in the 61st minute, 3-0. Tijuana is up against Atlas. This is not how this game ended.
The confidence to throw out a scorpion kick like that when you're down 3-0 is insane.
Like, you have nothing to lose. And then, by the way, I think it was, I forget the other player's name, but he scored a hat trick in like less than 10 minutes.
You could get like a red card for something like that. Like throwing up your foot like that usually is like never a good thing to do inside of the box, but just to like hit it so perfectly, like his leg looks so straight. Oh my gosh, what a goal.
Right there. Bah. Great contact, great goal here. So, okay. And there is calls for Negri's goal, 100%. I do like the way that he worked it. And I actually had I asked him about that goal in the post-match conference and just how he walked it through. We'll get to that audio. We'll get to that sound for the post-match of SDFC. But, I mean, it's fun to bring this up because you know who was in attendance for this game?
Anders
Do you know?
Anders Dreyer
and
Barca, was it?
Sverskov. They came back. Tyler Heaps was at the training facilities with San Diego Wave, taking pictures and handshakes and all that community stuff. And then you had the players who wanted to go watch something else. Was San Diego FC's win at Real Salt Lake bigger than Alex Morgan's Wave debut?
No.
All right,
let's go. Let's move on.
Yeah, if I have to answer that with the word is no, but okay.
Did he no look that? I mean, you Yeah.
Honestly,
Like, he's not-
that's
he's-
just like a sense. It's a sixth sense when you're a striker or like a player and you see the ball coming, you're like, I think I can get this.
His foot is next to the head of his defender.
Nah, he-
over the
like,
head of his
over the
defender.
head of
If
his
he misses
defender.
the ball and gets hit, that's a straight red.
Yeah, 100% high risk, high reward. So
Like, couldn't they call this juego peligroso? like a
no,
dangerous-
because there was nobody around there. Yeah, you're getting whoops. Abe, you're getting toasted for going to your own baby shower. Yeah, blowing a 3-0 lead is absolutely diabolical, and I have to agree with that, which
Yeah.
brings us to the gaff of the week, which is obviously Cholos Quintles de Tijuana.
Yeah.
You cannot, just can't
I mean,
be
you
winning.
can't happen.
It can't happen. 3-0 in the 61st minute, and then you allow a hat trick. And not only, okay, fine, they tied, great story at home, by the way, but then you lose this game 4-3.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a big miss.
you-
And Cholos are just having probably one of the worst seasons ever. I mean, they're dead last in the table right now, and they're just not playing good at all.
You
Which
know-
I mean, it almost doesn't help San Diego FC in a way, right? Because they have that partnership. They're gonna play against them this season. San Diego FC is probably gonna
Yeah.
kick their butts at Snapdragon, to be honest, the way they're playing. So
It's what's insane is they have 7 points and they've played like 11 matches or something.
Yeah.
And San Diego FC have 7 points and they've played 3 matches.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
whoa, look at this comment.
So, how are you guys Wave fans, but
Who
not
said we're
SDFC
Wave
fans?
We are not
we're
fans
not
of any
Wave
team.
fans.
I
Chiva
will-
is a
right.
fan of a certain team that has
Manchester United. Gosh.
No,
Chiva,
yeah, we're
maybe?
not.
the
We're-
Chivas. Are you
We're
a fan of Chivas?
incredibly unbiased in terms of like fandom when it comes to both Wave and SDFC. So, as you can see featured on here, these two jerseys were donated and given. Thank you for San Diego FC and San Diego Wave for both providing these jerseys for us. And it's just that highlights the community of San Diego. If anything, I'm a San Diego Soccer's employee. Aren't we, Reno employee?
Yeah. He
So
sold
I'm
out.
I'm a
You sold
fan
out, yeah.
of
Broadcasters of San Diego
Broadcaster.
Internacional as well. so-
broadcaster San Diego Internacional. No, we are fans of soccer in San Diego, and this is why we love what we do here at San Diego Football. We are fans of the game, 100%. Atlas
Not me.
ruined by their locker room, which belongs to Cholos Femenil.
Oh, what a gaff as well.
Um,
Atlas, you win the game, but you also lose. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's the Atlas way to go about it. But yeah, in any case, that is the gaff of the week. Bringing it to the grade of the week. And so this kind of goes back to the same debate. We've kind of established, the chat decided that Cholos is the goal of the week, which is absolutely fine. But I think that this is also up for debate. There's 2 players up for player grade of the week for San Diego FC, and I'll let this, and I'll even let our pal Nicholas Jackson here in a bit also give his 2 cents on this as well. Coming in, the artist who designed the flow ball, new tradition here at Snapdragon Stadium for SDFC games, Franco Negri, and his performance and his goal in RSL, really coming in and saving the first half for San Diego FC. That some might say, obviously, there was a couple chances at the beginning of that game where San Diego FC should have gone up by 2 or 3 goals, but then they come back and concede a goal. And in that, the concession of that goal, we'll break down that film here in a bit. It's Franco Negri who gets passed up on the control of the chest and literally just kind of lets that avenue in. But then he comes back and takes charge as a left back and really becomes vertical, as Mikey Varas has said that he wants his team to be, and offlays a pass to Tomas Angel sees him. He goes into this striker mode and does a fantastic header from 11 yards out. And let me tell you, to get a header in that location with the power enough to get it past the goalkeeper is superb technique. So for battling back and really helping rile up San Diego FC, Franco Negri is up for grade of the week. However, Chiva, you had somebody else.
Yeah, no, I mean, Anders Dreyer scores the game winner.
Okay.
So you can also kind of argue that he deserves the grade of the week. I mean, he scores I think they just released that stat right where he's the first player in MLS history to score 2-game winners in the first 3 games for a new expansion team.
Okay. Yeah. I
Like,
mean, that's a great stat.
And then you also had CJ Dos
so you're
Santos.
throwing a third one in there now.
Yeah.
Got it.
Like Dreyer scores that, and then CJ Dos Santos just has a great game. Like this dude has 5 saves, career high, as they mentioned. Like, and I think Tony, you had a disagreement with that as well, or Abe too.
I mean, he had a
disagreeing.
good game. I think he did well with the chances that came against him. I think I included in my article, but he had 5 save chances, 6 shots on target total. There was only 5 shots on target in the last 2 games. So like that's the most like chances that he saw.
So this isn't a great game based on that.
It's a good game because he saved
What's the
those.
average amount of saves in an MLS game?
I don't know
It's a
that
great
off the top
question.
of my
That's
head.
I like how
but
you just threw that out there.
But
all
I
right.
think that CJ Dos Santos played a really good game. He like was able to save those chances that came to him, but none of those chances. I think I could say like one of them was like truly dangerous, but all the other ones were just like not a completely great shot, and it was kind of like from far back, or it was right in front of him, so he was able to make the good save. There's been nothing that I've seen yet that's been like, oh my gosh,
he's
what a
doing his
save.
job.
Yeah.
He's doing his job, and I think he's very serviceable and keeping 2 clean sheets and coming in and look to be exposed in the first half a little bit, and kind of showcase the danger of playing this sort of style for San Diego FC, where you're starting out the back and you're being very stubborn. He had a couple of distributions that went directly to Real Salt Lake, and then what happens after is they keep doing the exact same play. So it's again being very stubborn. They're gonna get caught up in there.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I mean they got lucky that Real Salt Lake, and again we're gonna break down the game, but they missed a couple opportunities on some one-on-ones. But so you disagree with Mikey Vadas that after the match that he said CJ Santos had a monster game?
Well, I mean, this is a good performance by him, right? He cleaned up a lot of things in important moments where it was 2-1, and then stopped it from there was 1-1 and stopped it from being 2-1 for Real Salt Lake, which again changes momentum, and really forces Mikey Vadas to think that he might need to adjust, which is right now is like a change. I sent a symbol for change in the group chat. Like that's the triangle. That is that's a bad word for San Diego FC right now. Just change, because anything outside of what they're doing is a question mark.
Okay.
Anyways, CJ Dos Santos has a career high of 5 saves.
You know what? I'm looking more like at the stats right now,
Mhm.
right? And I mean, yes, it's a great performance. Still from CJ Dos Santos, 5 saves. But then you look at Cabral, the goalkeeper for Real Salt Lake. He also had 5 saves.
So did he have a great match? I thought
he had a man of the match. I thought he had a great match. I think his
was-
defenders felt him in this match against San Diego. But again, you gotta be kind of okay with the hype that San Diego FC is building. I mean, you're undefeated in the first 3 games, and is everything okay, Tony?
Yeah.
Oh,
fine.
okay. You look a little angry. Okay.
It's all good.
You have to kind of follow that hype. I mean, undefeated first 3 games. CJ Dos Santos has a career high. Everything's going to be a career high at this point. Everything's going to be a first of something.
Mhm.
And I think you kind of have to celebrate those little wins. It's going to come to a time where it's going to be very dark times, and they're not going to be performing well for a couple of weeks, right? It happens. It's a long season, but you have to start celebrating the wins that you have so far.
So we all agree to disagree.
Yeah.
My vote goes to Franco Negri because he made that play happen basically on his own as a left back. You don't see that often, just like getting inside the box. Like I think on the broadcast they said he looked like a ghost, and that's a really good characterization because he just like moved there. No one defended him at all. They just let him like get up and get that header in. And then on that goal that he conceded allegedly, I think that's not so much on him when you have the positioning to have to play up the whole game, basically. The way that San Diego FC plays, you have in this high press, all the defenders have like a really high line. It's hard for a player, especially like a left back too, just to always be like keeping the player on. It's going to be very difficult. There's going to be multiple times where I think that happens to like both the left back and the right back. So I wouldn't completely blame that on him if that is the style that they're going to play. Things like that are going to happen. So it ultimately works because he can come back later in the game, play super high up, get a ball down the left side, and then eventually score.
Okay, so he's a victim of the play style,
Yeah.
essentially.
I love
is
this
what you're saying.
comment. This is a great. Oh, sorry, you shared it already. Marcus Navarrete is the first player in MLS to wear Skechers soccer cleats, and he gets his first goal. I will admit I was kind of trashing on him during the match, saying like, "Wow, he's not playing great, like this and that," and he had a great performance as well. But only one person can win Creator of the Week. So who is it going to be?
Negri.
It sounds like Negri.
Negri.
I think
have
I'm
to agree.
outnumbered here.
Yeah. So Franco Negri, also known as, I mean, it was bothering me. I've met Franco Negri in person. I've seen him. And I'm like, he kind of has that Argentinian, just like messiness of like phenotype and probably
It was really
genotype.
funny because he was like speaking normally during the press conference when he was answering the English questions,
Mhm.
and then you asked him a Spanish question, and he like got so much faster because he's like, "Oh, someone speaks Spanish. I can
Oh yeah, thank
answer
goodness.
like my real Spanish voice." And it was I was like struggling to
I
keep up
think
with
Tony,
it.
this is what you're looking for, right?
No. So hold on.
I
Oh,
got
you
it.
got it. You
I
got it. You
got
got
it,
it.
yeah,
Yeah. So boom. Where? Out there.
You know what? It's my computer's not being friendly with the Wi-Fi right now.
I need Chiva to reboot.
No, I need your Wi-Fi to reboot. So
My Wi-Fi's fine. Did you pay for?
I'm not getting Wi-Fi
yeah,
right
I'm not.
now.
Yeah,
so.
my Wi-Fi is acting up too.
As Landon Donovan
luckily
says,
for
you
this
didn't pay the
computer,
Wi-Fi
it's
bill.
good.
Landon Donovan did once tell me to pay my internet bill when we had him, but
Chato culero.
no, no. Did you see what he told David Beckham? He was like, David Beckham was like, "Oh, I called Landon, and every time he responds, who this?" And I'm like, wow, I never thought I'd have something in common with Landon Donovan. Anyway, I've never seen John Barenthal and Franco Negri in the same room.
That's true.
Absolute. If we're handing out nicknames, I know there's a debate between Honors Dreyer.
Dryer.
He says
No, he said Dryer.
He
okay,
said
cool.
dryer, yeah.
Well, my pal Honors
La secadora.
La Secadora or El Paletero. Like
Oh,
that's
that was
that's still out there. We'll let the fan base decide what it's going to be. But yeah, so actually, then now that you mention it, thank you. Great comment by Juan Garcia. Marcus of the new Skechers. He's the first player in MLS to be sponsored by Skechers. Also, the first person to score with Skechers.
Yeah.
So
100%.
take that as you will.
Los Skechers de la suerte.
I disagree. It was about RSL losing. Both teams had their chances. Finishing those chances are the difference in winning and losing. SD went out and won it. I have to agree with that a lot with you right there. It was a good game. We'll get into the game. CJ should get a lot of credit for the game, but he did what is expected of him, and that's my point.
Okay.
He did what is expected of him. He did his job. Franco Negri, he could have had a great game coming back and really been a great defender, but he took it upon himself to move beyond the position and say, you know what, I need to make up for this, and he did before the half ended. So with that, Punisher, he actually liked it on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw it.
He did.
He liked it on Instagram from our post. We tagged him. Shout out to you.
Well, that kind of concludes our goals, gaffes, and greats
All
segment
right,
here.
Cool. Roll the clip. Right, and we're gonna go ahead and wait for everybody to come in. Like we're welcoming people in. Everybody's joining, trickling in. Instagram, X. I need to make sure that Facebook is good to go as well. Very soon. We're gonna do a breakdown of the game. We're gonna go ahead and do a preview of the Columbus match because something has to give. They are both undefeated. 2 of the 7 undefeated teams in MLS. Here on the 15th Snapdragon Stadium.
Does something have to give because they can draw?
Something has to give. Something will give.
But there could be a draw.
Something will give. Yeah, Solo's number 1 fan, Anders Dreyer. Absolutely. Do you know who they're going to lose points? I mean, we'll see. There's still a chance of here we go. We'll get into what San Diego needs to do to be a great of the week next week, in terms of what not to do in the stands and supporter sections. Not supporter sections, they didn't do it. It was outside the supporter section. Anywho, with that, we're going to go ahead and switch gears as we wait for everybody. Come on in, join in. But I know you actually took a great picture of in Santiago Football. You can go through the gallery of pictures because you were credentialed media through the camera lens, Abe, in the last home game, which was fantastic. I put sandiego.com.
Oh, we need Tony
You
to
could have
reboot.
just pulled up the link from there.
Yes, but then I have it here, right?
That's from the game, not from that.
Oh, we
specific
need Tony
thing.
to reboot, huh?
No,
Tony
we're
needs to
good.
repeat too.
I'm going to start rebooting.
Oh,
Anyways, we're going to
Wi-Fi.
go ahead and welcome because we do have a segment here that we highlight the community. You actually saw one of his pieces of work that I really enjoyed. It's that little graphic inside of the ball for goals, gaps, and greats, a little rotating ball.
Yeah.
It was actually thanks to our next guest, great and powerful South Bayan. We've actually come across him and a lot of the work that he's been doing behind the scenes to get the flow ball. I think that is the correct term. We'll ask him for the official term for that. That Manny Machado was holding as he was coming into Snapdragon Stadium, welcoming everybody for the first ever home match for SDFC.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you.
You're gonna send it to me. But with that, we're gonna enter into our Sarape segment. And we want to welcome to San Diego Punto Football Studios, 2 balls in a mic arena, the great and powerful Nicholas Jackson. Nicholas, how are you doing?
Doing well. How are you all doing? I don't know if you can hear me.
Let's see, we're having a little bit of audio issues here. I think it is my Wi-Fi.
I'm telling you.
I don't know. Does that work? I don't know if that's any better.
Ooh, that's a little bit better.
That's a little bit better. How are you, man?
Doing well. How you guys doing? Pleasure to be on the show.
Absolutely, man. And you were part of this project in conjunction with San Diego FC and everything that they've been doing since the get-go. One of the people that, if you were paying attention early on to San Diego FC, you can tell that there's people in the community that were being woven in silently. There were some big artists throughout the county, but then something that caught my eye was actually on Instagram, and it was actually through your page, and we'll just share it right here. It's going to be at Lunch and Tech, I believe. Yeah. I'm going to throw this on here. And early on, I'm like, okay, this seems interesting. This is really cool. Some of the work that came in through the Chrome Ball Tour, and this is kind of, what is it, 65 weeks ago. So you were working.
Yeah, that was actually
early on.
December 2023.
Perfect. I love that. And tell us about this design. You had this in mind, you just kind of decided to do this. You were asked to do this. Were you approached by the club? What was that like?
Yeah, so that whole process is one I really enjoyed because it came really organically. They put out a call for artists for the Street Flow 2023. So that was in December of 2023. I put in my, asked them, hey, could I be a part of that? They got back, said that they had space for it, but it was within a week that I had to come up with some art for it. And basically, immediately when I saw the flow, the 2-dimensional version, I had this idea for it. I mean, it's circular, so and they play soccer. So to me, I was like, it has to be a ball. I don't know why I mean, not necessarily, I don't know why, but that was kind of my thought process. So I made that within the week, put it onto actually these two to bring to the art show. I actually even did a augmented reality thing where if you were to scan one of those with your phone, a 3D version would pop up on your phone. But yeah, so that was the very first idea of it. I wasn't contracted for it. I wasn't, asked to make the ball. It was just, hey, make some art. And to me, that was what I wanted to do. I wanted to see if it could be done, basically. I didn't know if that design would work in that way. And yeah, from that, they immediately, they really enjoyed it. What is it? Tom Penn, he really latched onto it. And from there, it kind of had a bunch of we went through a bunch of brainstorming ideas, and it changed a bunch of different times. Kind of like the one that we were showing where it has the logos on it, explore different logos that could be attached to it. But yeah, so it's been a long process. Like I said, from December 2023 till now, it's all been like in the works. And even on that, there was always, I mean, it's changed a bunch of directions. So originally, it was like thought to be one thing, or that we were going to build for one thing, and then switch to another thing, and then finally, I didn't actually find out till a week beforehand that they were doing what they're doing now with the making it a home game tradition. So that was really, really exciting news when I heard about that. And yeah, mainly my thing was like I've seen a bunch of logo design before, and a lot of people didn't like that it was or I don't know about a lot, but certain people didn't like that it was from a company in Puerto Rico. So I wanted to add like a hometown twist to it. And on that note, I was actually able to meet with the people who did all the other branding for them. And I actually met the guy who did, not met, but spoke on Instagram with the guy who did the actual two-dimensional flow. And all of them basically gave me their blessing to build upon what they did. And that's kind of the other thing that I really wanted to make note of on this was that it's not just me. There's a lot of people behind it to make it to what it is, especially this. That thing, when I saw that live, I was like, I was there in the stadium and seeing it live for the first time at the stadium was quite an experience.
Yeah, and then you have Manny Machado holding it.
Right.
You.
Yeah, I can't beat that for an experience being able to provide for the hometown soccer team that I grew up playing soccer, so I always thought I could make it professional. Now obviously I'm a lot older, but having this allows something.
I love that. Yes.
No, I mean, is this going to be? Do you know if this is going to be a tradition now? Every game, like, it's going to be like celebrity or someone kind of like carrying that ball before every game.
When are you?
So that was my understanding of how they told it to me was that different people would be able to bring it up for all the home games. They were also talking about bringing it out to community events, allowing the community to touch and hold it and everything. And if you notice, the inside has like a light for this version. That was a whole other manufacturing group that made that, but supposedly when you touch and hold it, it should like light up and it looks like it gets energized. So the thought is that like it's absorbing the community's energy. And then if you notice when they placed it down, that's when the fireworks went off. That's supposed to be like the releasing of the community energy is, kind of the thought process behind the ritual. As far as I know, at least there's some interesting things they've done to the ball that I'm still kind of curious how they're going to implement it. But yeah, it's pretty exciting for me, and hopefully one day I'll get to hold it, or all of us can.
Yeah, no, 100%. If anybody deserves to, it's the artist, 100%. I don't know why I said artist, artiste. But 100%. Like, there's people who are clamoring for more, saying, "Hey, you got to get 6 more, making the 7 Dragon Balls of Snapdragon, right?"
Right. No, there's a lot of other
Snapdragon.
cool ideas that I've had for it. That one I really would love to see them implement is getting them made into basically like a Nerf ball, but
Hell yeah.
like out of that the fans could then sit and enjoy with and play around with, and not have it be just a desk piece, if that makes sense. But those are some ideas that I've had. I don't know how far they're going to implement all those, but it is theirs now, if that makes sense. But yeah, I had a lot of fun helping them develop it.
Well, it's everybody's now.
Exactly.
I'll just say that because people are taking to it, and my thing is, and I don't know if I'm pulling the curtain a little bit too much, but like when we came across this, it was just happenstance that you actually knew Chiva.
Yes, my brother. Well, through my brother.
Yeah,
you guys work together.
Yeah, for a couple of years now, and I mean, the fact that now I get to have you on the show, like honestly, that's super cool. I mean, Chula Vista is very small, but
Right.
the fact that someone from Chula Vista is the one that created this makes me super happy.
that's amazing to hear from me. And honestly, yeah, I feel the same way as you just said. It's a really cool thing that the community can, or that something I was able to help create, is now embraced by the community. That's like, I can't even tell you how that feels.
No, it's wonderful, and to really see a person in the community just being able to get out there and be embraced by the club, and really just you made it happen. You made it happen, and you said here's the great art that I can produce, and this is what I can make, and I'm glad that they took to it 100%. Hey, maybe jewelry, but again, this is now the community's. Demand what you will. If you want it to be a beach ball, demand it to be a beach ball. If you want Pokemon inside and you get a little Chucky Lozano, little figurine inside. Again,
I believe the beach ball size was. My thought process is that they wanted it to be visible in the stadium, but yeah, that thing very much is huge.
Yeah,
it is pretty big. I was like pretty up close to it, and they have it like up kind of behind the supporter section too. I believe.
You're right. So we actually prototyped one that's exactly the size of a soccer ball, or a size 5 soccer ball, and that feels right, I guess. But also the trick behind it also is kind of a like an illusion, whatever. If we were able to see in orthographic, this would be perfectly 2-dimensional, or it would be the same logo, 2-dimensional. But yeah, it's just sorry, I don't know where I was going with that, but just another little element that I liked about it.
No,
that's really cool.
I love the actual breakdown of the art and the thought process behind it, because art sometimes is like, oh, it's a very fluid, and this sometimes it has rigid and straightforward rules, and you combine those things. That's what makes art so fantastic. But yeah, I mean, ideas are flowing. But sorry. I love it that people are getting involved and have a positive reaction, and I just wanted to make sure that people got to see the face and hear from the person that designed this. It's a San Diego thing, it's a South Bay thing, it's a everything thing, and it makes me very happy to see that they were able to make this happen, and really highlight somebody in the community like yourself, man.
I really appreciate that. That means a lot, and yeah, hopefully more can come from this for the community as well. And mainly, I just really enjoy having. I'm a big. I gotta say this while I'm here. Big Liverpool fan.
Thank you for joining us. That's.
But it's to me it's amazing to have a hometown team now that we can like all gather around, and like it's a whole different experience than having like you can have your team in the English Premier League, but you don't get the connection as much. So it's been a really cool journey seeing the connection growing behind this. So.
I'm not gonna lie, this was almost my favorite Sarape segment until you mentioned Liverpool.
Yeah,
I
don't lie.
Now I kind of wish you were from Eastlake.
Oh, now we got Stephen McGee. Oh boy. All right. Well, everybody can get behind at least a San Diego team. But yeah, this is a fantastic thing. Are you going to be working on anything else for San Diego FC, living the creative?
They have reached out. I can't say 100% for sure, but there are things brewing in that sense. So hopefully you'll hear more or see more of what I can do, I guess.
I love that. You can go ahead and check all of his work on his social media, Luncheon Tech. That's LUNCHENTACH on Instagram.
Give him a follow.
Name is Nicholas Jackson. That is the person responsible for the flow ball that will more than likely be seen once again here on Saturday, the 15th, as they take on the Columbus Crew. Real quick, you liking what you're seeing on the field?
Loving it. On the note with Negri, I think that's what we need is people who, like, he's a defender. I think we need people that are going to be able to score from everywhere. So to me, that was what I would say that earned the great for this week for me. But yeah, I'm definitely loving what I'm seeing. Again, we're undefeated, like you said. Got to celebrate the wins as we get them. And yeah, definitely loving what we got going.
Absolutely. All right. I really appreciate you coming in, Nicholas. You're doing a fantastic job. And anytime you need the space, come on down. If you have any extra little balls, I'd love to put them.
I do, actually. I don't know how legally I can. I'm not selling them, but I do have spares that I can definitely gift you, if that makes sense. So
I like that. All right.
We will link in that way.
I love it. Let's not get you in trouble for sure. But
yeah, exactly.
anyways, thank you once again, Nicholas, for coming in.
was a
Check them
pleasure.
out. Appreciate it. This has been the Sarape de San Diego segment of the day. Anyone who will take Big Virgil. Yeah. Especially when you need a center back.
Woo! Patty McNair.
Patty
got
McNair is
injured.
down.
I think he'll be back next week.
Not from what I've
Ooh.
Tony.
heard.
Tony hears
Heard.
things. I don't even
Well,
know where
can't-
you
I
hear
can't-
things.
Right, like 100%.
Okay.
I do like this going with hey, 7 wins equals 7 flow balls. The giant dragon at Snapdragon gets summoned, and then I don't want
The
to.
fact that Sarape
push
San Diego is a
anything.
Dragon Ball song and this kind
That
of plays
was
along.
absolutely perfect. Thank you once again, Nicholas. Check it out. Check out his Instagram. Some good stuff on there. People in the community getting involved, and this is what I like. They just manifested and then made themselves undeniable to the club. That they had to be. Hey, here I am, and welcome. It's a privilege to be in San Diego, guys. 100%. You get great people like Nicholas there. So shout out to him. So I think it's a good time. We have some people in here. Let's get into it because San Diego FC did play this weekend, and we got to talk about it. Season's greetings to everybody in the chat. It's time for San Diego FC talk because San Diego FC went over to Real Salt Lake City, Utah, for the first real test, I want to say, for this team. Going away, you go against the champions who aren't doing well at all. They just lost to St. Louis 3-0, a team that you tied San Diego FC 0-0 here at home. You could have beat St. Louis if you really were a little bit more fortunate. I want to say, like they tried, they really tried. But what we're seeing from San Diego FC is a lot of the same things that was being talked about. They're talking about this style. They're talking about pressing 1,000% the entire match. And look, they talk the talk, and San Diego FC currently, right now, as they sit in second place, is walking the walk.
100%. I mean, they have the same starting lineup besides starting Tomas Angel, who is replacing Chucky Lozano. Tony, so you didn't tell me this. You didn't tell me this during the podcast. You didn't tell me this you told me this while we were pretty much at work talking about it before the game started, and I didn't text you, hey, you got that right, because I don't like to feed your ego sometimes. But you were the one that told me, oh, I can see Angel starting up at top, and then they moving Barksden to the wing.
Yes.
And when I saw it, I said, Pinchi Tony got that right. Like, all right, like I wish that would have came up on the podcast, but at the end of the day, Angel gets the start, and it's the same copy paste lineup. Again, it's not broken. You don't have to fix it. Keep playing them. But then injuries are gonna happen, right? But yeah, so what do you guys think of the starting lineup? Did you guys like Angel on top and Varsen on the wing?
I liked Angel on top. He had a little bit more chemistry, I think, with Dreyer kind of in the middle. There's some times where they were able to like make some good passes together. Other than that, the rest of the lineup still solid, played really good game. They didn't dominate in possession like they have in previous games, but they kind of did when it mattered. So I think they can be very happy with this kind of win, this kind of result. They don't have to like dominate possession the whole all season. If you can like score 2 goals in stoppage time, then I think they can be fine.
And here's the thing, right? Like it's the same lineup. You do lose Chucky here, and the question was like, okay, is Emma gonna come in? Boateng, is he really gonna do this? People are asking, people are begging, like they are chomping at the bit to see Alex Mighton.
Yeah.
But let me tell you why you're not gonna see Alex Mighton in the starting lineup right now, because he is that game changer. He's gonna be that quick change of pace that you're gonna go ahead and need on the left side.
How would we know? He hasn't gotten any minutes.
Because we saw him at the Khrushchev invitation on what he has to bring. But he's a wild bucko. He's that energizer that is gonna really be a disruptor. But
if he really was the best option, he would be playing.
Exactly. So there has
would
to
have-
be something going on at practice that.
Or he is not even. He's just. There's just better options for what you want. Emmanuel Boateng makes his debut after Chucky Lozano comes out. He's very serviceable. He's that experienced back. He's left winger that can also play defensively and really just keep pace. And I think had Chucky Lozano stayed against St. Louis, that result would have been different. Here, you go into it, you had preparation. Chiva, you asked him, Mikey Vadas over at media availability on last Thursday, hey, what's the plan? What's the plan going in? And
yeah, I mean, he gave the pretty short
gamesmanship.
answer is like, hey, we're still kind of working on that. Like, obviously, he's not going to give too much away. Out of the whole roster, there's a few players that haven't gotten any minutes. Is Amity Diop, Pablo Cisniega, Alex Maiton, and obviously the players that have been injured, Andres Reyes and
Anis Saidi too. I don't think he's
hasn't gotten any minutes either, and then Manodua hasn't gotten minutes either. So even I mean, Luca Bombino got some minutes, the 18-year-old left back that they acquired. So
that was very surprising too.
It was very surprising.
Not even a week in training and already playing as a substitute, an important substitute too. Like
especially when you have Diop, that is also a left back.
Yeah, that surprised me a lot.
But yeah, so I mean, the game starts and
San Diego FC
is playing the San Diego FC style, pushing the ball through the middle, playing out the back, forcing the ball when they need to. I also asked Patty McNair on Thursday, hey, like, tell me about this play style. Like, you guys, it's not very common to see the ball being forced down the middle. And he said it. Actually, I asked Jeppe. Sorry, my bad. It's not very common to see that play style, right? And he said, yeah, it's really up to our back line to know if we have the space to play out the middle to be able to create that space, or if we need to send the long ball and just chase after it. From what I've noticed is that most of the time they're going to force it down the middle.
Yeah.
To the point where it almost bit them in the ass this game. Like there was a lot of mistakes in that back line. And if I'm being completely honest, I think they got lucky. They didn't get scored on 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and so you kind of see it because in the first, what is it? We're now in the 17th minute. You're going to see the first goal from Real Salt Lake, and you had a couple of opportunities for San Diego to really start ahead, and Real Salt Lake did a good job of extinguishing any of the firepower that San Diego FC had. They were able to come back and control and take back some of the momentum, so much so that they were exploiting the spaces that San Diego FC was leaving. So this is the part where you were talking about, Abe, where you don't think the first goal for Real Salt Lake against the first goal conceded, by the way.
Not a first.
San Diego FC has now conceded a first goal in club history. And it is this play right here where you have a long pass that gets chested into the middle. Negri almost nowhere's land, kind of gives up on that through ball. Like, just go to ground, make it look like you tried. Either way, it's a good play with a great Batista celebration. Absolute wonderful.
Great of the week.
Fantastic celebration there.
In this goal, I mean, I can see how you want to single out Negri there, right? If you want to play it back a little bit. Negri needs to know who's behind him. He's the left back. He needs to be attentive to that left side. And again,
it's a great pass.
He just doesn't time it well, and it's a great pass. And honestly, it's a great touch from that attacking player too. Like, he gets that on his chest and sets himself up for success. And then Patty McNair has to kind of step up now, and the through ball goes. So I think overall it was a great play from Real Salt Lake. Like, this is something that they've practiced. Like, this is something that you kind of see what Nate Miller has done at Loyal, right? And you see, hey, this kind of worked out. We've seen similar kind of plays happen in the past here in San Diego with that. So I think overall, like, that was just a very well executed play from Real Salt Lake, and it's going to be hard to stop at times. You got to remember, these are other pro teams too. They've played a long time and they have a good kind of chemistry building already. But
they have chemistry.
I think the run, what was his name, from Piol was outstanding. I think he had the patience to wait on that line and not get offsides right away. So I think overall that was just a very hard goal to defend against.
And anything to add there, Abe?
Like I said before, Negri's positioning is kind of what SDFC expects out of him. It would be an awkward shape if he's like playing on the complete opposite side with the way the ball is and where like defense is. When you really think about it, it's like, it's weird for the right wing to be playing that far on the right side. So it would be like kind of an unnatural position for Negri to just be playing like man coverage right there, covering him. So it's not a horrible like mistake by Negri for him to be in that spot, I think.
And just to counter something in the first 15 minutes that Esteban points out is that everything they could have gone up in the first 15 minutes San Diego FC, but it was that final third, that final pass that I think I texted the group chat. I'm like, there's such a group mentality, there's such an unselfish way that San Diego FC plays that it seems like they're looking for the pass first, and that's a great thing. But you're gonna try to walk the ball into the net. You're not going to find that success. You're going to need to have that lethal attitude. And that's what Marcos Invarson seems to be lacking right now. And not even him, just the overall offense, where they look for help and say, all right, cool, let's be unselfish here, but they don't take the shot. That first instinct isn't there. Whenever they do take the first instinct, it's Tomas Angel halfway in a whole third and has a ball that travels, into the corner. But it's that indecision that they were uncomfortable in. They got taken aback, and then that's when Real Salt Lake came back and really had some momentum playing. And let me tell you, after that first goal, everything seemed to be a little bit shaky, even going into this corner kick. And this is where I'm talking about, like, oh man, Dos Santos getting very lucky there, very lucky.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree.
Then he makes a good save.
Then he makes a good. He makes a. He makes a save. Let me say that was more for the picture and for self-assurance to tell himself, I got this. Like I'm angry because he knows this right here was not good.
Yeah, 100%. Like anything
Fist
in your
out.
small box, you should be able to get, or again, fist it out, right? I will say some of the defending from San Diego C with Patty McNair and McVeigh, I think they still looked exceptional.
Yeah.
Even in this first half when they had a couple struggles. Obviously, Patty McNair gets injured and has to be subbed off in the second half. But I think Yepe, again, just an outstanding performance. Like showing that patience, showing that leadership. I am kind of curious to see who's going to be the first San Diego FC player to get a red card.
Oh, it's going to be Andres Reyes when he comes back. Andres Reyes.
Anibal Godoy, for sure.
People are
2 yellow
asking,
cards that's who gets the first red.
Yepe is the one that got a yellow card in this match.
Very early as well. But this is what we're seeing, though. That midfield is not just all bark. They have some bite to them.
Yeah, they do.
Like Sverskov was giving it to the referee in the first half before he got the yellow card and saying, no, like this needs to happen this way. You need to, like, let's be better here. So that's an intensity that you want to see. And let me just tell you right now, from what I've been understanding, because I've been on a couple, again, just multiverse MLS podcasts, there is this thing where it's like, no, this midfield is actually pretty damn good. This midfield for San Diego FC is pretty damn good. The pairing of Godoy and Sverskov is fantastic. And then that just leaves De La Torre to go ahead and navigate with his creativity. He can go both ways. He doesn't need to be tracking back all the time because he has that backing of Godoy and Sverskov in the back. But when it comes to moving forward, Godoy is doing better than people anticipated. And Sverskov has the touch and the vision, the patience of a maestro.
Now having Manu as your first pick makes so much sense, right? Because he's that type of midfielder. Like he said it himself, he resembles himself a lot of with the Sergio Busquets play style when it comes to being patient with the ball. And I think him under Yepe is going to be very instrumental to his development this first season. So it's going to be very fun to watch San Diego FC the rest of the season if they keep playing like this.
Yeah, and let me address right here. People are mentioning Luca de la Torre. Luca de la Torre's fitness, he's not match fit, and this is a story with San Diego FC, and this is a story why it's so impressive that they are undefeated, second place, could have won 3 games in a row, have 7 points out of a possible 9 to start their existence because nobody's match fit. Nobody outside of probably Anders Dreyer is match fit because he was just playing in Europe. But
Yepe looks pretty match fit too.
Yepe looks pretty match fit. There's a couple. There's a couple of players that are definitely match fit. But what I'm saying is, like,
I think with
match fit. What does match fit mean? Because 60
can
minutes
that you can go full 90.
Go full 90.
You can go full
Really?
90 without
Yes,
subs.
100%.
That's match
That's
fit.
match
I
fit.
think
I feel like
Luka,
no one plays full 90 anymore. That's just like modern soccer. Generally, most players aren't playing the full 90.
Abe, you're only allowed 5 substitutes.
Yes, but it's
So I don't know. What do you mean?
But defenders aren't getting subbed off usually. So it's like your center backs, your goalkeeper are always going to play. Your striker, your main strikers are usually always going to play the whole game. So like Lozano and Gayer, that's like 1, 2, 4, 5. So it's already 5 players that are like for sure don't really have to be like completely match fit because like Gayer's not tracking back and forth. Those are like the attacking and defending players are the ones that have to like that aren't going to be exhausted at the end of the game. So it's okay for a midfielder like De La Torre to not be able to play like a full 90.
I will
in
say
my
he
opinion.
runs so much,
He
and
does.
he's everywhere
Yeah.
on that field. And again, I know he had like that toe issue.
Yeah, he
at
did have a toe
Coachella,
issue.
So I think they're still kind of keeping him in a restraint of minutes, like keeping him to about 60 to 65 minutes, just playing it safe. And that's something that Mikey Varas has expressed the club is doing. They're playing it safe when it comes to any sort of knock or injury per se, right? You see Andres Reyes, he's training with the team, and he does. The words of Mikey Varas, he's not injured. They're just trying to get him to be match fit. Like they're trying to get him to in that ¿cómo se dice? They're trying to get him into that like routine of being able to kind of get some minutes already behind him, especially at training, to be able to get minutes on the match. And then again with Chuky's week to week, like you're going to make sure you're not going to rush him back. If you rush him back, he's just going to aggravate that injury and make it worse. So I think that's something that San Diego FC is doing very well, being patient with their injured players. And now with Patty McNair out injured,
and they're not losing.
That changes some things, though.
It does change some things. Some great performances by the youngsters that we'll get to here in a bit.
Ian Pilchard was a pretty solid performer. He had a pretty solid
He had a couple
performance
mistakes
as
too,
a
though.
replacement. Yeah, but every defender is gonna have a couple of mistakes. And when you're coming into a game in like the middle of the game too, in an awkward position, most center backs aren't expecting to like sub on in the 60th minute, and especially for him, for like a recent college graduate to be playing that well, kind of surprised me. I thought there'd be some more errors on that defensive line.
So, I mean, obviously, I don't know if we're getting a little too ahead of ourselves talking about
Yes, we
Patty
are.
McNair's injury.
Yeah,
because there's
big
still
miss.
a lot of games happening.
Big miss here by Diego Luna. Diego Luna getting frustrated. Their stellar player. He actually took off the mask at that point, started carrying it. It becomes a weapon.
And that was a
very dangerous.
great kind of like backtracking from Patty McNair and making sure that he takes the ball away. Again, it's those kind of counterattacks that we thought at the beginning that was going to be dangerous. And and you saw that too, right? Real Salt Lake wasn't very good at making some finishes. I think there was 2 1-on-1s against CJ that they just point blank missed the entire goal. And it was pretty close, but they missed the target. But at the end of the day, in some of the saves that they could make, they did a good job. And again, this is one of those, Tony, that you're talking about where they're going to look for a pass first before they take the shot.
Yeah, so this right here, Anibal Godoy finds the outlet right there, and then a shot where there was a chance to take a shot a little bit earlier, but even then, like it's San Diego FC still being consistent with this style of going. And then here we go. This is where you start seeing really just the openness and the bravery of San Diego FC moving forward. This is what it means to move numbers forward. Does he have a defender, a left back right down the middle in the heart of the penalty area for the opponent? We'll let this kind of ride more.
I don't think anyone's given enough credit to that pass from Angel.
Angel's touch,
such an
assist. Oh,
freaking cross, man! Like it was a right on target. Like, go ahead, roll the clip, Tony.
All right, so
this
you have
was such a great cross.
Yeah, so you have Negri right here, who's already making that diagonal run towards the middle, right? Like here you go. And this is the point where he can take the decision to go ahead and just stay there, be defensive, or move into the space, hoping that he knows Tomas Angel is to his left covering. So he right there, Negri looks back to his left, says, okay, cool. I have a space. I have 2 defenders that are looking at the ball, 3 defenders that are looking at the ball. There's going to be some space being opened up because now Sverskov is opening and dragging a defender with him.
Look at where he's at from when that cross takes place, though. He's literally still outside of the half circle from top of the box. Like right there, the ball's already kicked right there, and he's still not even inside the box. Like this was such a perfect pass from Angel. And again, I was still in shock when I saw the goal because I thought the goalkeeper should have definitely gotten there, Tony.
No.
What?
To save the header?
Yeah,
No.
no, not from there.
No, it's a really good head. Touch that ball.
It's hard. Yeah,
It's a hard
hard
ball, and the way that he strikes it, we'll see here on the replay. Negri here with a great.
It did bounce a little before it.
Yeah,
looking at
it's just
I don't
very,
know. I
very.
still thought that the goalkeeper could have done more there. Obviously, he wasn't expecting that header from there. But again, it was such a perfect cross that it made it possible. And again, I will always say this, but tying a game right before halftime just gives you all the momentum coming into the second half. And you saw that from San Diego FC. Like they dominated that second half besides some of the defensive mistakes and again, trying to play it out the back and giving the ball up. There was a pass from Ian Pilcher that back to CJ that's just unnecessary to do. And it's gonna happen where one of those it's gonna turn into a goal. But it looks like Mikey Vadas is not gonna stop that.
Yeah, shout out to all the supporters that went out there to Utah. Luchadores. But yes, this beautifully floated ball in between two defenders. Negri himself isn't the tallest, and that was a great floated pass. The strength, just get it there. Just get it there, and the ball just skids through for the goal. Great effort here. San Diego FC tie it up going into pretty much halftime. And then second half action, a great look here
That's in
by
front of 5 defenders to take
Luka
that shot
Andorra.
is insane.
Luka. I mean, and with his weak foot, like this is where you start to see that killer instinct, because it's going to start to come out. They need to sharpen up on this, because there's enough space. There is a chance to let that pass over to the left. I get it, but you know what? I was okay with De La Torre taking the shot.
Yeah.
Because it's point blank. Give yourself confidence. You have the goalkeeper already overloaded to the right side, so you're already trying to squeeze it in between a very tight window to even get it to the goalkeeper on target. But you do that and you force a great save. And this is again just knocking on that door.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, again, it's a good stop. Obviously, I wasn't upset at the shot too. It was a good opportunity. And again, it's these type of plays that kind of start building off that momentum. I think 619 Soccer says, I don't know about dominated. I do think they dominated that second half. I mean, at the end of the day, they ended up scoring 2 goals in the second half late in the game. But
Interesting thought.
I want to just point out that Mikey Vadas did say this was a play. This is one of those plays that I think I texted you, Tony. I was like, wow, MLS does suck. like, I mean, you have to score this. But you see this type of miss in Liga MX, and this is more of a CONCACAF play. But I don't know if it would have been offsides. I know the commentary said that he thought Franco Negri was keeping him on. I disagree. I think it would have eventually been called offsides there. But this is one of those plays that, okay, you want to high press, you want to play out the back and all these things. You have Patty McNair out, who's the leader of that back line, and then something like this happens. I don't know what you guys thought watching that, Abe. I don't know.
There was another one too where it did get called offsides when I think it was earlier in the match. So I think it was the first half when I think it was y'all just came in hard and just shot the ball like left after he completely beat CJ Dos Santos. And things like this are gonna happen. It's not like terrible. It's not a terrible play. It's a hard goal to make. Like obviously you think it's easy to say, oh, we could they could chip it over him. He could send it over to the left side. But I mean, it's a good defending by CJ Dos Santos to go straight at him, put a hand out, make it hard, like make yourself big. I think that's a good play by CJ Dos Santos.
Yeah,
not
no.
like a horrible MLS play.
Yeah, no, I'll give him that. I'll even tally that as a save. This is what we call in the business, in the goalkeeper business, as I saved that with my eyes. Like my presence here. Yeah, no, I saved that. I saved it by making you
this
uncomfortable.
had to be a goal.
No, that's a thing. You can.
This is viven en un country type of play.
No, it's not.
Are you joking right now?
That's
It's
a
a
good
one-on-one
goalkeeper
against okay, now we're all on the CJ bandwagon all of a sudden.
No, that's a great
Like
goalkeeping play.
that should have been a goal for Real Salt Lake.
But it wasn't because of the intervention and great locking down and of the angles by CJ Dos Santos. And this is me not awarding CJ Dos Santos for a pedestrian, good performance. Not a great performance, but that's on him. Like I have to side with a goalkeeper on there where it's like,
yeah, you said he was a great goalkeeper. You said he had a great game.
100%. He had a great performance. But again, this should have been a goal. Doesn't matter who the goalkeeper is. This should have been a goal. You're one-on-one against the goalkeeper. Any chance that you're the attacking player and you're one-on-one against a goalkeeper, that has to be a goal. If you miss it, then that's you fucking up that chance.
Mo Salah scores this, says
Yeah,
Steve.
I agree.
mean, okay.
The best.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's so easy to say that.
You know, prime phenomenal Ronaldo would have probably got that on target.
Probably. Alan Pulido scores that.
Prime
Chicharito
Memo
scores
Ochoa
that.
saves that goal too. You can say that about every game in soccer.
Yeah, no, I mean, I actually heard from my pal Oliver Kahn, who said that no, I would have stopped that. I would have gotten a hand to it.
From your pal.
Yeah, no, 100%. I called him up. Oliver Kahn. But yeah, no, he put his body on the line. He put his body there bravely. So okay, I will give him that. So It's a little bit of column A, column B situation. If you really, I mean, I'm so sorry for putting this on a cold halt. If you really want to see terrible MLS, that's terrible SDFC.
1, 2, 3.
Not that. This is
Oh.
terrible by me.
I think you're trying
Do you want
to
me to take a mouse? Are you okay?
Oh no, I'm
What
not
are you
okay.
trying to do?
This is what I'm trying to share. If you really want to see terrible MLS, Chiba, I will. Let me introduce you to my pal,
This is it.
my
I
other
agree
pal,
too.
Marco Royce from LA Galaxy.
For St. Louis is
Marco Royce, the furthest to the right player right there.
Number 18.
floated in. Mitrovic. Oh, it's dropped. Is it in? It is now. It's twice.
That's terrible MLS. That's terrible. Just standing there doing absolutely nothing.
He's not a
not
defender.
defending.
He's not a defender. Ah, verdad?
That's a bad look.
No,
That is
it's horrible.
terrible.
It's horrible.
Like,
And
I'm
then-
sorry
and then you
to-
go like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
You're mad at the team. Like,
Oh, guys.
There's the current champions, by the way,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah. No, that's
losing their third one.
Where's Marco?
in a
Where's Marco?
row.
Okay, he's not even in frame, guys. All
Yeah,
right.
no, that was terrible.
That's bad. So go there, San Diego. Please go after LA in that sense, because that's what you're competing against. Those are the champions of this league. Doing nothing.
At what point in the game did you all tell yourself, okay, this game's not ending at a tie? Abe, I know you texted us like, oh, someone's gonna score in the last 10 minutes.
yeah. When
you
there was
texted out about 78 minute, and then they ended up adding 7 minutes to the game. So
Yeah, I did not expect 7 minutes. I guess that was probably from the Patty McNair injury.
Yeah.
That probably took the longest. But
Mm.
what during those like that probably the 75th minute, that's when I realized like, okay, someone's scoring, because they were starting to get chippy with each other, just like back and forth counterattacks. Like the ball wasn't really being passed in the midfield. It was just like only plays in the attacking third. I was like, okay, something's gonna happen here. They were starting to get like yellow cards handed out. I think the Real Salt Lake goalkeeper got a yellow card for like coming to yell at Anibal Godoy. I don't know if you guys saw it. Do you guys think they should kick the ball out when like a player goes down like that? What is your guys' take on that? Because that's why the goalkeeper came out, because the Real Salt Lake kept playing on after, I forget who for San Diego FC was down.
Yeah.
but-
probably Patty McNair.
no, it was only
No.
Valicari.
Valacari gets
Yeah.
fouled.
Valicari got
hard.
fouled. He got hard, went down hard. They were like playing for an extra like minute, and then Anibal Godoy is kind of like yelling at the other team, like, "Oh, you guys aren't being like fair play, whatever, respect." And then the goalkeeper like came all the way out to the half field to like yell back at Godoy. What do you guys think? Should they have to kick the ball out?
I
Is
think
that-
at the end of the day, it's on the ref.
It's
that
player
needs to-
safety.
that needs to kind of put a pause on that for
Yeah.
the player safety. In a match like this, it's this intense, and there's like you're literally on the
Mhm.
dying clocks. Like the adrenaline, the momentum gets to you, and you're not gonna stop. You're trying to win this game.
As long as it's not a head injury. Head
Yeah.
injuries is immediate stop. And that's one thing that I'll say. If it's a head injury, anything above the shoulders, it's an immediate stop. I don't care if you're about to score, like that is an immediate stop right then and there.
Mhm.
Anything else, if you kind of,
Yeah,
I don't
keep
want to
it
say
going.
like, oh well, let the guy suffer if he's actually hurt. Like let him suffer
Yeah.
for a couple like 20 more seconds, because that's an eternity.
Especially if the team of the player that is on the ground also is kind of playing along with it.
Mhm.
I want you to kind of go back a little bit on this play, Tony, because
Okay.
this just highlights the talent of Anders Dreyer. Like the cross and the way he kills the ball with his chest to set it up for Invarksen, like was phenomenal here. Like this should have been a goal. It was a great block from the
Oof.
goalkeeper too. I
Yeah.
don't know if the finish could have been a
Ooh.
little better, but man,
No,
the
that's
way
a great
the
double
way
stop.
Dreyer just like kills it with the chest, and like what a phenomenal play from San Diego FC. And
Right
again,
here.
this is just pure talent from your second DP signing. And I mean, shout out to the goalkeeper for blocking that with his feet and then being able to kind of get it out.
Oof, right there. Freshly haircut. Honors dryer, singular. Boom. Excellent.
Pato, like that would have been such a great assist.
Yeah, no, this guy is a weapon. Like
No,
he
he is.
he's the real deal. Like we're talking about, is San Diego FC the real deal? Well, at least Anders Dryers is, and then he does get rewarded at the end of the game.
And I know there's been a lot of crap about Ingvartsen. He is very crucial in this play too, because he gets the defender to go cover that front post, force that deflection to get that bounce off for Dreyer. So if anything, Ingvartsen should get the assist here, right?
I think Invarksen didn't have the best performance here. I mean, he did play out of position, having to play on the wing for majority of this match.
Yeah.
I did put in my article that Invarksen needed to go already.
Mhm.
If you go a month with your starting striker not being on the scoring sheet, then there's a problem there. Obviously, you're still adapting to a new league, but he ends up getting one, right? But here in this play, Willie Kumado gets the ball out to him. First touch,
Bye.
fresh legs.
Ooh.
That defender's gassed already, and
Bye.
Willie knows that.
Yeah.
The ball lands on Dreyer's feet, and he's able to kind of hit that de bote pronto through the legs, like
Little half volley right through. Yeah.
him going to the the home fans here and saying, "Hey, I can't hear you now." I mean, he said it post game, right? Like,
We'll listen
hey,
to that audio right now in a
they,
bit.
they were talking and yapping, and that's what home crowds do. And he said, "Well, if I score, I'm gonna go like tell him, hey, I can't hear you."
And speaking of just to
My favorite part of that celebration is just Bombino going like right next to him and also like following his lead is like he probably doesn't even know his name yet. Like it's like they just got there. Like he literally just signed on loan and he's already like, yeah, let's go and going crazy with Dryer. I thought that was really cool.
just a lethal, just like this is a shot that was gonna go in even if it hit the goalkeeper. Like this was intended with poison. It's gonna be a rebound. It's gonna go in regardless. But look at that time, 90-41, and still going up and down the pitch and really being intentional. Most teams probably would have been happy with a 1-1 away in altitude. Your team isn't fit. Your center back went down.
Yeah.
You're gonna circle the wagons and go very defensive. But San Diego FC did not do that. And Chiva, this is what you were talking about last week, that if they wanted to have success, they're going to need to go all out for the full 90 and plus 90 plus at this point. What did you think about them still pressing forward here late in the game?
I mean, again, Mikey Varas is not going to be a coach that parks the bus late in the match and trying to salvage any points, right? Obviously, there's a time and a place when you have to go through that tactic. But it looks like Mikey Varas just doesn't believe in that. Like he still puts in weapons. His team is trying to win this game. And I think it all comes down to how the team feels this game out. Like in this moment, you can tell that San Diego was the better team and they had every chance to be able to win this game. And again, like you have this cone of a defender.
Yeah,
being tired already.
Shout out terrible SDFC memes per Esteban here, who had a great edit. We'll just throw this on here. Shout out.
Willie, that first touch around Junka leaves him standing like a cone in the middle of a
Tough.
Adios.
That's a good call by the broadcaster there.
Yeah, absolutely. So
like, I mean,
a literal tronco, a cone of a human being.
Poor
at that point.
defenders just tired, like running on tired legs, and then you put Willie Kamado and does that. Like, I mean, honestly, half the goal goes to Willie Kamado for this one. Abe, I know you mentioned like Invarksen being able to kind of follow through, and he does pull that man with him. But at the end of the day, like it's a defensive mistake too, where you can't clear out the ball. And again, big like soccer IQ here to just cross this first touch, like low driven cross, like with like a lot of power.
Create chaos.
Yeah. It's uno de esos, a ver qué pasa.
Yeah.
Like literally one of those plays, and it works out for San Diego, and Dreyer's right there to finish it. And again, that's why he's your DP, right? To be there at the right moment, at the right time, and being able to finish the ones that matter. Again, MLS put out that Anders Dreyer is the first player in MLS history to score 2 winning goals in the first 3 matches for an expansion team. So that seems a little specific.
Yeah,
but he'll take it. And I know San Diego FC fans will also take that.
This is a fantastic comment. You knew it was time for Dreyer because RSL was washed. That's great.
That's fantastic.
What do you mean? Oh, that's a great comment.
That's really
It's-
funny.
it's
La
silly.
secadora,
It's
La
silly.
secadora.
Jeez.
I like puns. It took me a second. I was like, what is he talking about?
It was immediate here. That defender was a sub.
He looked fucking tired, man.
Yeah, he couldn't have been tired. And this is what you get with Willy Kumalo. Kumalo is going to be the starting right back here eventually for San Diego FC. He needs to get some chemistry. He needs to get him some legs in here. Lawfulson is doing a fantastic job tracking his heat map is everywhere. And that's, the commentary for Apple TV was doing a great job. Also, check out the commentary in Spanish and English. Our boys, Pony Jimenez, and in English, Darren and Adrian. Taking care of it in English. Great calls as well. This is the first time I actually listened and watched the game. And I watched it at home. Again, it's surreal because
was it difficult to
Was it synced up? Yeah, I tried that, but it was
it's not synced up. It's not, but I can see things are spoken about in different ways, and I really like the way that Darren and Adrian kind of go about things. Where Adrian is kind of he does the Chargers play-by-play. He does a lot of other sports play-by-play, so you can tell that there's that influence in it. And then Darren is just coming in with color. Let me tell you, color commentary is not easy. He's doing a great job. Just pro of pros. Just coming in and just bringing that insight of just far. This is what it means for this. Putting the context to everything. So check those guys out. Just small. Give those guys a chance. Give those little guys a chance sometimes. No, but it was a really good product that I kind of finally saw on Apple TV, and it's really good. If I guess I'm happy that I have T-Mobile for that subscription. Thank you, T-Mobile.
Me too.
But
and MLS 360, I was watching that before the game. That was
really cool.
A really cool way to watch soccer. I was watching it in the living room. My grandpa walked in. He was like, well, "How are you watching so many games?" What? He was getting confused
because MLS Red Zone, man.
Yeah, I was trying to tell him that. I was like, "Oh, it's they just show anytime something important, huge happens." Because he was I think he was getting into the New York game that was happening at the time.
And then they switch it out.
And they switched out. He was like, "What? That was good." And I was well, this guy just scored. And he's like, "Okay, whatever." Which it is interesting to see because some people don't like that. I was trying to listen to the radio broadcast, but when you're watching something and it's not synced up, that really threw me off because I'm trying to listen, but then also trying to watch. So maybe if I pause it a little, but I don't want to be too late.
You get context for a play that just happened. You're like, oh, I missed that, or I don't know. Either way, it's a good thing. But it is weird then seeing Anders Dryers on the TV. He's getting the post match, hey, how's it going? And then I'm waiting for him on my laptop in the living room. Come on, dude. I know you're there. Come on. I need to talk to you here. It's good. It's kind of surreal. Very fun.
Watching the coach and Tyler Heap just talk to each other, and you're like, okay, well, I'm on Zoom.
Yeah,
waiting.
And actually, part of the post match conference was Mikey Varas saying I was talking to Tyler Heaps after the match, and we were talking, and he had the line of the night. Tyler Heaps saying who had on their bingo card Franco Negri scoring a header from 11 yards out. Nobody had that, and Negri was told about this, and I don't think he got it. I don't think he comprehended or understood.
It was a little bit of a lost in translation.
And after this play, I mean,
Tantan, right? That's it. 2-1. Fantastic. San Diego FC wins 2-1.
I wish.
That's it. Nothing else.
I wish it would have been 2-1
because that was your prediction.
That was my prediction, and that would have given me an extra point. But Ingvartsen just gets on the scoring sheet again. Mistake here from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Pass from Godoy over to Balakari. Balakari gives a great through ball there.
Fantastic.
That's a great pass from Balakari. Obviously, Balakari, I don't think he had the best performance coming in as a sub. I think he stumbled a couple times and had a couple shots that he could have definitely done. I think he's still very much adjusting, but this was still a great pass. And again,
no, this reaction is unwarranted by the goalkeeper. That was on you, bro. Don't yell at anybody.
Really? You think I was on the goalkeeper?
Did you see that pass? There was nobody there. I also liken this that if
wait. Okay, backtrack. Are you saying this was the goalkeeper's fault?
Yes.
Okay.
For the defenders letting that ball through?
No. Who is he passing it to?
Oh, yeah, but still, your defender should have kind of being able.
Nope,
to
that's on him.
pass.
That the loss of possession starts with the goalkeeper, and that's on the goalkeeper. You cannot give possession away as a goalkeeper in this moment right through the middle.
You're down 2-1. You have to send it through the middle.
Okay, we'll
send it to make something happen.
Okay, go ahead, keep playing it.
There was an open guy right there.
I don't think he lost the possession. I mean, it's the other player that game. This is San Diego. This is San Diego's midfield being able to kind of take advantage of that and win that. There were so many balls that happened like this during the game. It just so happened that after this mistake, there was a great through ball from Balakari to Ingvartsen and a great finish. Go ahead, keep playing this. Like I agree, this was a
It was a
terrible,
mistake. Yeah.
terrible ball
You had
out.
6 other options, and you chose the wrong one as a goalkeeper. San Diego FC gets lucky here. Okay, fantastic
Your
ball.
center backs right there should be ready in case there's a mistake like that. And we saw San Diego FC kind of make a lot of those mistakes, and they were still able to recover. I still think this is on the back line. Like this ball went between 2 defenders. Like at the end of the day, like I think it's just a defensive mistake overall.
Mhm.
The goalkeeper,
Including the goalkeeper.
you blame for it too. Like I get, like he shouldn't have that reaction. Like at that point, you already lost the match, and great on him, Barston, to be able to get on the scoring sheet. I think that helps with his confidence. I think that helps with kind of boost his morale and say, okay, I got the first goal out of the way. Like I don't have to worry about that. I can just try to focus on scoring more goals now.
Fun thing about this, and I really enjoyed this, is seeing Honors Dryers right outside the box on the right side before the ball goes in. He's already celebrating.
Yeah.
He's already like
I
Honors
didn't catch
knows.
that.
Like
This
he's
is
like,
a vives en un country type of moment. You have
Yeah.
to score this.
oh, 100%. And guess what? Well, I don't know if Barston lives in a country. I don't know if he maybe he's
San Diego's a country.
maybe he's in Siquan in one of the bungalows right now. But a great finish here. Great European, such a European finish, as Esteban says right here. Great touch by Marcus. Like it was a great goal. He knows it. Like he's not celebrating. It is what it is, but it opens up his tally for the year.
That secures the 3 points on the road again for San Diego FC on their second road match. Tony, the title of this episode is San Diego FC the real deal? Like I think you had that typed somewhere, and I don't know. It's still very early, but 3 games in, how are you guys feeling about this?
After watching some other MLS games, I think they are definitely real as far as a playoff contender. They will. I think it's fair to make this prediction now that they're going to make the playoffs. They have a midfield that's really strong and can like wear teams down. And if they're going to play all season with not as many injuries and just being able to like pour it on and still stay alive in games like this, where you're like equalizing early and then still like staying in the game the entire second half and scoring in stoppage time, like that is like a really good thing for teams to do, especially when you're away. Like you expect this kind of thing when you're at home, where it's like, okay, the crowd's cheering you on, you're still pouring it on, you're still fighting. But like to do this on the road in altitude was like really impressive. And if they can do this all season, then I think it's okay to say that they're the real deal, or Real deal. That's why you did it, right? Because it was Real Salt Lake, or was it just no?
Maybe. No, I didn't.
No.
But that would have been smart.
Tony, you mentioned it before we dived in on everything. Like this was really one of their first real tests, right? Like it's a flight that you have to take. Like I mean, Dreyer says that too. It's the first time we hopped on a plane as a team, traveled, and again, you're playing in high altitude. Like that's difficult to do. I mean, you don't necessarily have to deal with a lot of that in Europe, but here in America you do. So you kind of get that test out of the way, and you say, okay, wow, we played great. We've ended up winning 3-1.
Yeah,
and now you're back at home against another undefeated team.
My only pushback on saying already playoffs and already this, like, yeah, Esteban, 100% feeling very good. They are fighting for every game until the last minute, confident making playoffs. Is this sustainable? Because now you're going to start seeing the injuries. Yeah, they can do it. They can do it in a cold night in Salt Lake on a Sunday without Chucky Lozano. Now you're going to have to do it on a night, maybe without Chucky Lozano,
Probably.
maybe without Patty McNair. So
who starts now? If Andres Reyes is not ready, you have Ian Pilcher being the other starting center back. I'm not too convinced about that just yet. And then, and forbid another injury happening to that center back line, you don't have anyone else.
yeah,
Who are you going to bring down? Yepe? Anibal Godoy is going to have to step down and play center back. Like, I don't know if you have any other.
you move
option.
you start with a 3-back line, and then you have Negri kind of join in there. I would put Negri as a center back over Lofelsund. And then you can add Emma Boateng on the left, just kind of have that defensive side of things too. When T gets tired, you can throw Alex Maiton in there, that change of pace. Then you're putting Varsen still back up in the left wing position higher up, or you can have him down the middle. I think you can also play Tomas Sanchez.
Hamadi Diop is 6 feet tall. He can potentially maybe fit into that center back position with the height.
Whatever Mike Iguanas wants to do, he's allowed to. Like, go for it. It's been working. He's been making very good substitutions at very good times. Again, Willy Kumado, once he's ready to go,
Well,
I don't know if you're familiar with Frimpong. You know who the right back is? He plays in Bundesliga. He's like the gold standard for right backs right now in the modern game, where he's incredibly quick. He can do exactly what Kumalo did right there, be very explosive and then assist off the wing. This is a style that is going to come to his own, but can he go the full 90? Is he match fit? Is that something somebody who you're saving? Maybe, because then if you're okay with this starting 11, then you boom, Willy Kumado on tired legs or somebody who's not expecting that speed, that's been working as well. You saw it up in LA as well.
Yeah, I don't think Jasper Lovensen loses his starting position right now. I think he's playing great, and Willy Kumado is also performing great coming off the bench, right? Until you start seeing kind of like a drop off from Jasper Lovensen, I think you still see him in that starting lineup. And again, Willy Kumado coming off the bench has just been outstanding so far. And I think that's a deadly weapon that you can kind of keep in your pocket. But let's hear from some of the players post-match, shall we?
So this was Honors Dryers. You can find all of this on sandiego.futbol's YouTube channel. You can find it all on sandiego.futbol, the actual website, for this and match post-game recap by Abe Cepeda as well on there, as well as match previews by Chiva. Here is, all right, La Secadora,
La Secadora.
El Paletero. You can be both. Ice cream man. That's fine. Honors Dryer post-match.
They didn't say something, but they whistle a lot when I had to take the corners, and yeah, then I was in my mind telling myself that when I score, I will run out and see if they will do it again. But it's nice. That's football. It's emotions. That's how it is when you play away, and that's how it should be. So it's always nice. It's a small mind game in the game, and that's I think for me as a football player, that's something I like, and it gives me energy to do better.
Alejandro.
Who was your question
of? Just what was that experience like? Having to play in the high altitude.
Oh, let's hear from
for
that.
a full 90.
I think that's good. You heard there from Anders Dreyer himself. We would like to welcome to the pod the great and fantastic Mr. Luffy Mansour making an appearance. Not here, but just online. Checking San Diego Football out.
Come on, we know everybody keeps an eye on us.
This
now,
is
Tony.
a show that the insiders watch. I'm just telling you, San Diego Football, 2 balls at a mic, the show that the insiders watch to find out the information.
Oh, I guess the audio's not. Want to put something about audio? Chat?
You let me know.
I think we're good now.
I think we're good.
Because we
Good.
muted for a second before we came back on.
Yeah, I think
but-
so.
Yeah, 100%. Let me know, Esteban. Or Mr. Mansour did not like being mentioned.
It's good now.
It's
yeah,
good
we're
now,
good
absolutely.
To go. Did you guys like Dryer's haircut?
It looked solid, yeah.
Little
I always
buzz
think
cut,
it's
little
funny
buzz
when he
cut
like
action.
smiles or laughs during the interview, because like for some of the press conferences he just looks like he does not want to be there. He's just like, I'm just here to play soccer, and then like every once in a while you'll ask him a question and be like he'll laugh, and I thought it was cool to see him be a little. He feels like he's getting more comfortable in the post games.
And it's easier when you win 3-1 and you
Yeah.
get the game-winning score.
That's
goal.
true. Yeah.
So I mean, do we want to hear more from post-match, Tony? By the way,
Yeah, let's actually
I-
hear from him because I didn't put the audio. Seems like it was on me. My bad, guys.
got it.
You can check it out, sandiego.futbol.com. But yes.
By the way, this post-match
brought to you by
press conference is brought to you by San Diego FC. And yours truly, Tony, Abe, and myself, who were the only ones in attendance in the virtual meeting. So
yeah. Hey, we get it done.
NCBS.
NCBS.
Shout out. All right, so let's hear. Let me know if you want to check it real quick on your phone if the audio is working. Just making sure that we can hear from El Punisher. Hey, he liked it. He liked it on Instagram. He didn't say take it down. But here we go.
Zoom. We'll start with Tony Sanchez. Adelante, Tony.
Sí, gracias. Franco, si nos puedes describir la libertad que tienes en ese espacio, das el pase con Tomás Ángel y luego te vas con el pique hacia el medio. ¿Qué es lo que ves en ese momento con ese gol que levanta a tu equipo antes de ir al descanso?
Como te dije, creo que al principio nos encontramos con ese gol en contra que nos partió un poco, el partido se tornó de ida y vuelta. En ese momento vi que tenía mucho espacio por la izquierda porque el extremo saltaba con nuestro central, entonces yo quedaba mano a mano con el lateral de ellos. Vi que encarando para adentro podría abrir un poco más de espacio y después seguí en el medio para ir a buscar el centro.
All right, so we'll have to kind of backtrack a little bit here. Correct, thank you. There is audio. Great observation, Stephen. Audio is in Spanish.
Hey,
Absolutely.
you can play the clip on Twitter, has translations and captions, and it's this breakdown.
Essentially, he's talking about what he saw in that play, looking at that space behind the defenders, making sure that he was able to make that run and being brave in going in there and knowing that he was going to go ahead and risk it all. Because if you lose the ball in possession at that point, it's counterattack 100% of the time. And then that builds the momentum for Real Salt Lake. So let's hear a little bit more.
Y gracias a Dios me encontré con el gol y creo que le dio, como dijiste, un poco de respiro al equipo para ir al entretiempo 1-1 y el segundo tiempo encontrar un poco más de juego. Ellos también tuvieron situaciones, pero gracias a Dios el arquero estuvo muy fuerte.
So he says that, and thankfully this was actually something that gave, it was positive for the team going into halftime and gave him a little bit of motivation, lifted the spirits. And then I like how he calls el arquero to his own goalkeeper, CJ Dos Santos. He says the goalkeeper had a good performance there at the end as well. It was good going to the halftime with this.
Y nosotros logramos aprovechar la situación al último del partido, que era lo que nos venía un poco faltando, y creo que anímicamente al grupo le hace muy bien.
And overall, the morale of the team really kind of galvanized through this moment and move forward. A total team player right there. So Franco Negri, goal scorer number 1, right here, goal scorer number 2, and then Marcos Nivarsen with the Skechers, goal scorer number 3.
Why are you guys hating on Skechers? Are Skechers that bad?
Until proven otherwise, because my only experience with Skechers is Costco. Costco Skechers are serviceable for a good 4 months because I wear the hell out of my shoes. Like size 13s, they get worn. My boy today came in rocking some $200+ sneakers.
You did?
Not you.
Oh, your boy. Yeah.
My
It
boss.
was because you're pointing at me.
Yeah, you're pointing at. I was like,
because
Gio owns $200 sneakers?
And no, he would never. Anyways, to you guys, Hector, you love the food. Shout out to Hector for SD News. I've never seen a man just take down a plate of media food so effectively and efficiently. It's honestly a talent. I even Gordo me couldn't hold up to that. Anyways, let's hear from head coach Mikey Varas post game about what this means as a statement. And you asked him this question, Shiva. It was a good question. As a statement for the rest of the league.
Do you feel like your team is making when it comes to their performance and the results that they've had in their first 3 games?
I don't know. We focus just on ourselves, our process, our principles. I know what we're thinking collectively inside is that we still can get a lot better at the end of the day, but that we have conviction and beliefs and buy-in. I think that's number one thing from a team culture standpoint. Everybody's bought in, and we work really hard during the training week to improve. And at the end of the day, we're hungry because we want to get better. We want to win these type of games, but have a bit more control of the game at the end of the day.
Okay, we're gonna go with Arthur.
Good words there. I mean, that's coach speak. Hey,
He's
looking into our soul right
now. A lot of coaches are made uncomfortable by these kind of questions, which is a good thing. You're supposed to ask, like, what statement are you making to the league? You can see him. He's already immediately like shifts in his chair. He's like,
Yeah.
like players. I think coaches and players too. Generally, they don't want to be like, they want to be like the huge, like out there, super like extravagant people that are saying like, yeah, we're the best. We're dominant. All the league should know. It is kind of trying to take this like reserved, humble attitude towards it. And like he said it like from the first game when they won that like huge result 2-0. Like, yeah, we don't really care. You celebrate today, you forget about it the next day, and then you like go on and get ready for the next week. You're on to Cincinnati, whatever it is. Like a lot of the coaches will have this like same exact mindset. Maybe in like the comfort of his own home, he's just like, yeah, but like he's never gonna answer these questions like this. Like answer these questions to us. Like
No, 100%, 100%. And I mean, Tony, did you want to add anything?
I'm really scared. He's staring right
Yeah,
at
no,
me.
Yeah,
he's
no,
just staring.
we're allowing head coach Mikey Vadas to stare into our soul. There's adrenaline pumping into that soul. All right.
But like you said, Abe, there's another game coming up. And
Whoa, real quick.
Oh,
Will,
okay,
aguanta.
go
You
ahead.
asked me if I had something else, and you said,
okay,
I said
go
yes,
ahead,
and then
yeah.
you me vas a la chingada. All right. Real quick. Rapid fire post match notes. Ready?
All right, you gotta go fast. You gotta go fast.
Chiva?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, you good?
Mhm.
Everything okay, buddy?
Yeah.
You gonna press the button?
No, I am.
Okay.
Just making sure everybody's fine.
Yeah.
You're good?
Go ahead.
We need to do a wellness check over there?
No te quiero mandar la chingada. You're good.
Chiva me mandó la fregada. No. All right. First, this weekend's game, San Diego FC is now 2-0 on the road and has 7 points. Overall, 2 wins, 0 defeats, and 1 draw overall record for the first 3 MLS regular seasons. Defender Franco Negri made his third start in the season, reaching his 30th MLS regular season appearance, 28th start. That's not a lot of starts. And again, taking into consideration this team, it's not a lot of starts in MLS. To be a veteran, it's a season, I guess, right? But still not a lot. Wrong button. By scoring in the second half stoppage, Dre became the first player in MLS history to score 2 winning game-winning goals. That's how it was written. Within the first 3 matches of an expansion club, he's now tied for second scoring in the MLS. Chris McVeigh made his 80th MLS regular season appearance, 75th start since joining the league in 2022. Here's your bingo answer. San Diego FC conceded his first goal in club history with Real Salt Lake's Ariath Piol as they opened up scoring in the 17th minute. And there's a lot more. The last one is SDFC debuted their first ever community kit and its second ever road match.
I thought the kit looks good on TV, especially when they go to like the field cameras. I thought it looked really good.
Going back to Franco Negri, I mean, this last season was his first season in MLS. He played in Argentina his whole career, and then he played as a substitute for Jordi Alba.
Yeah, that is what somebody saying. Hey, he picked up something from Jordi Alba in that run going it forward. Hopefully, it's not the violence that Inter Miami has been showcasing the last couple of weeks. Messi should have been banned for choking an assistant from the other team. Did you guys see that?
He got in the face of a referee. He like grabbed the neck of
and only got a yellow card and a fine.
No, he got fined. Yeah.
Oh,
well, that's a fine.
And then he wasn't on the injury report, but
he was on the sub this last game yesterday.
Yeah,
he
Houston.
was on the bench.
Yeah, there's a whole thing with Messi. Let Messi do whatever he wants. He's paying for all the Apple stuff. I think it's fine.
Yeah, he really is. All right. So Chiba, I'm sorry. Now you can switch gears because there is a match coming up at Snapdragon Stadium this Saturday.
Yeah, they're facing off against Columbus Crew, another one of the 8 remaining undefeated teams in MLS. Columbus Crew plays tomorrow in the CONCACAF Champions Cup against LAFC in a match that they're currently trailing 3-0. So that's to see what lineup they kind of put out. It'll be interesting. Their last game against the Houston Dynamo, they tied 0-0 against a Houston Dynamo that's not very good as well. Interesting. They only made 1 substitution on a midfielder that they had. So these players are also kind of like on heavy legs, right? Especially having to play a week match middle of the week game and then having to travel to San Diego. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens at Snapdragon. I think San Diego FC are kind of coming off that momentum with a win, playing pretty good, making some mistakes, but then I think it's going to determine a lot if Patty McNair is available or not.
So you start to look at these standings, right? So currently in the Eastern Conference, Columbus is third behind Philadelphia and Miami with the same record, 3 games played, 2 matches won, 1 tie. With that, if you look at San Diego FC in second place, they'd be virtually tied for positioning if this was a general table. So when I say something's going to give, I really think something is going to give in this match. Yeah, sure, there can be a tie. Columbus Crew is a team that plays with a 3-5-2. They try to overload the midfield and really try to overload the box when moving forward. That leaves a lot of spaces in the back. They have a lot of physicality, but they also leave a lot of open spaces for San Diego FC to take advantage of that. And if they can go ahead and connect with some of those quick passings, 1-2, as we saw against Real Salt Lake in the beginning of the game against Salt Lake, like you really saw some of those triangulations in transition by San Diego FC, move the ball incredibly quickly with 3 or 4 passes. They go from the goal and they're already on the other side. And so if they can go ahead and be successful with that, San Diego FC should be able to score against a Columbus Crew who has their offensive firepower as well and has really the potential to do some damage. And we're talking about tests for San Diego FC, right? This is another test where you're welcoming a team of import of heft when it comes to when it comes to MLS right now and in the modern game. Columbus Crew is one of those landmark teams that if you think of MLS, sure, you think of Galaxy, the LAFC, but Columbus Crew has been doing things right for the last couple of years, and it's one of those teams where really transcends the league. And they do well in international play. They represent well. They have a great just baseline and a philosophy for playing. One of the toughest places to play away, but they're coming here to San Diego, and we'll see. If that's I think the biggest test right now for San Diego FC.
Yeah.
Who will face a couple of very, very difficult tests coming up. If they can get out of March with out of 9 points, 6, they're going to be in an excellent spot. They play against Columbus. They do face LAFC, and I do believe that they face Austin as well. Yep, correct.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so something against Columbus Crew. Well, you're going to be facing against Diego Rossi, a player that was very successful with the LAFC at a young age, then got loaned out to Fenerbahce and then plays another season there. So now he comes back to MLS. He has 2 goals in the season already. So that's something that is going to, if you're Jasper Luffelson, you're kind of keeping an eye on that, right? Because he plays on that left wing kind of striker position. So it'll be definitely kind of interesting to see how they defend Diego Rossi, who is by far the biggest weapon they have.
I predict it'll be a 1-1.
All right, we're having predictions.
I mean, that's what we're doing, right?
Yeah,
100%.
Predicts a win, going back to this past weekend's predictions. Tony had a 2-2 draw.
Mm-hmm.
Abe had a 2-1 win for Real Salt Lake, and I had a 2-1 win for San Diego FC. I get the point right now. The scoreboard, I guess, for the points is Abe and I myself tied with 1 point, and Tony right now in dead last with 0 points in the predictions. As it stands right now, Tony will be walking to Snapdragon from the garage with a ball on his feet or holding it. So, Abe, predictions for this match. What are you saying?
1-1 draw. I think when you
draw.
have three center back line, that is something that SDFC had a lot of issues with on the attacking front last time they were at home against St. Louis. So when you have the same issue and you have 30 minutes less of Chucky Lozano, I think it's going to prove to be a little bit difficult for SDFC. So at least this time, I think they'll score, but another draw at home.
Chivo.
Obviously, we don't know if Patty McNair is going to be available. We'll kind of find out a little bit more on Thursday with the media availability that was sent out.
Are we going? Are we?
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Despite that, I think it's still very dominant. I think Columbus is going to be coming off some heavy legs. They just tied against Houston Dynamo, a team that's not very good in MLS.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Diego remains undefeated, and they win this game in a 2-1 win again. So that's my prediction. I'm going back to back 2-1 results. Tony?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of clean sheets on this prediction here by Esteban. I see Jeremy with 3-0. I think the clean sheet wagon is kind of done for right now. Like it's great to get a clean sheet. It's fantastic to get a clean sheet. And I just don't think that this play style really allows for 0-0s. And yeah, there's film out there for San Diego FC now. There's film. The first game I'll give to Galaxy. They were caught off guard. They're still getting caught off guard. They're not good right now. Second game against St. Louis. St. Louis did a little bit of scouting. You can definitely tell that there were avenues that were closed down, and they were intentional about doing that. They also overloaded that midfield in the same way that Columbus Crew plays over in the Midwest as well. It's just very similar styles with similar pieces. A lot of these teams are archetypes of themselves. Like they're the same sort of team, different players, but overall play the same. And this is where San Diego FC can literally change that pattern. And if they're going to keep playing this high pace European just style that's very successful and clearly been surprising a lot of folk that they've been able to maintain, it's difficult for me to say a clean sheet, but I do sense another San Diego FC victory here against Columbus Crew. I will say it's going to be a 2-1.
Copion. I like it.
2-1 San Diego FC victory against Columbus Crew. A victory in general would be phenomenal. From here on
especially
out.
at home, it'd be your first ever
First ever goal. I mean, okay, let's make a prediction, right? Like
who scores the first goal for San Diego?
Who scores the first goal? Who scores the first goal, guys? Snapdragon Stadium.
I honestly can definitely see Ingvarsen scoring the first goal. I think he kind of comes off with that hype of getting that first goal with San Diego FC. He comes on, and honestly, maybe even a penalty.
Oh,
defensive mistake, and there's a penalty.
I don't think.
I don't think Ingvarsen takes it. Who shoots the penalty? Is it Dreyer?
Dreyer probably taking the penalty.
I mean,
or Luca de la Torre. I don't think
I can see Luca.
Yeah, Jeff Sear saying Luca de la Torre.
Luca needs a goal.
I think Luca scores.
Home,
That's what I
imagine
think,
him scoring the first goal. Like,
I mean, it kind of made sense too. The way it went down with the first ever goal in SDFC history is Dreyer. So why not, right? Like that. Let's hope for the best. San Diego in front of his family, in front of his hometown crowd. That'd be a special story. I mean, people were saying Luca would be sick, 100%, or an own goal.
Hey. Wasn't the first Loyal goal an own goal?
No,
it was Charlie Adams.
Charlie
Adams from the 6 outside
You're
the
still
box.
in high school, man. It's all good.
Yeah.
People say Angel, Tomas Angel. Either way,
a golazo that they scored on.
Either way, that's going to be a cathartic moment. A lot of people are going to go ahead and they're waiting for that. I remember Perro Bermudez used to say Su Majestad, His Majesty, is making an appearance at Snapdragon Stadium.
You guys think Chucky comes back already?
No. We'll find out on Thursday.
We'll find out on Thursday.
And
week to week.
I know there were some reports that like, oh, he's at training. He's this. He's gonna play at Salt Lake. If you see video and footage of Chucky Lozano training with the team right now, or any player in general, just because they're doing a lap with the team doesn't mean that they're training with the team, because that's what that means. Essentially, during training, is you have your first team going back and forth. They'll play with the reserves. Anybody who's injured goes onto the side and they do their individual training, whether that's on the bike, whether that's different strength training, physical therapy right then and there. But there is a moment where everybody kind of comes together, and that can be foot tennis or any sort of warm up situation. But again, that's kind of how that works out. If we see Chucky Lozano out there, doesn't mean he's going to be playing. He may be playing, and I think the first time we'll see Chucky Lozano playing again is going to be as a substitute in a later game, just kind of get those legs moving. The thing about it is that it is a hamstring injury, and he's had a history of hamstring injuries. He's had a history of muscular injuries, and this is nagging. This is something that's not going to go away. And San Diego FC knew this. San Diego FC knew this going into it, that this is a situation that he deals with. So it's a matter of really navigating that.
Yeah, no,
Seasons.
I mean, I agree. And I mean, again, These are the match predictions brought to you by San Diego Punto Fútbol. So we'll see. Tony, I see you kind of eyeing already how long of a walk you might have to do. I see what
I'm
you
not
did
gonna
here.
do this.
I see what you see what he did here, right, Abe?
What?
Like he copies my prediction. We get it right.
Oh.
He goes ahead of you now with the 2 points because he would get the score right.
I play the field, bro.
Yeah,
I
no,
play
so,
the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. I just came to the episode today. I came in 3 minutes earlier than we were going to launch because we were going
it's
to
still early
trotting.
on. Should we try to kind of set it where we alternate who gets to go first and you can't copy the same prediction?
Yeah, that's fair.
Or whiteboards.
Whiteboards, like we have it right
Oh,
here.
like
Yeah,
right
we're
away,
just
yeah.
right
Boom,
here,
boom,
and then
boom.
we show.
Okay.
We can do that too.
Yeah. We will have our whiteboard.
I don't like doing it like before because as we talk through the game, I do think I like changed my mind a little. Like prior to coming in today, I was thinking like, oh, probably a victory, but then the more I think about it, it's probably a draw. But
Yeah, Richard Pryor.
we got to bring.
You do change your predictions like right after you say it at first.
Yeah, you don't want to be around me when I'm like at a. Predictions are weird.
Last week, did you change it? Did you
Was
have
that
tie?
last week?
Did you have a tie and then you said no, you know what? I think Salt Lake's gonna win.
No, yeah, that is what I did. Yeah,
maybe Tony can get the supporters group to join him walking to the stadium. First of all, that's assuming that I lose. Second of all, that's not a bad idea.
The best history of predicting results.
Nah,
but it's okay.
But you know what? That's fine. I'm not a fortune teller. This is the thing about soccer. It's so difficult to. But I think we're saying a win, and that's why this game is very interesting because we can predict the win. You get a point with a win. If you get the exact score, you get an extra point, a bonus point. So everybody's saying San Diego FC wins, other than Abe.
And we can't forget too. There's like 30 matches. How many MLS matches in total are there? There's like 32 or something.
Correct.
Like it's gonna be a long season.
It's gonna be me.
So this is still only like. There are only 3 matches in. Anything can happen. They could like lose everyone. Everyone can get transferred. You never know. Then maybe Ronaldo comes and joins. Like anything can happen.
Ronaldo joins LA Galaxy. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Ronaldo cannot be in the United States because there is pending litigation waiting for him.
Trump will pardon him.
It
that
would
happens.
Jesus.
Wow.
Sucks.
All right.
It really sucks.
34 matches. Correct. 34 matches. It would take 7 hours to walk from approximately my house.
And what was it? Estadio Caliente? Did you look that
Oh, it's 8.5 miles to Estadio Caliente and it's 18 miles to Snapdragon. So it is closer to walk to Estadio Caliente.
There you go. Maybe we should walk there. Maybe that should be like
I like how it turns into kilometers.
Got
it. Okay.
Estadio Caliente, 14.2 kilometers. All right. Bust out those calculators. All right. Real quick, we do have a 2 balls and a mic hotline that hey, I was very happy seeing this pop up. If you ever want to go ahead and leave a voicemail post match, before the match, play it here. We're gonna start doing giveaways or activations through the hotline, through the voicemail, so get familiar with it. This came in when was it? Earlier today, I believe. And it's a cool little message. I know last week we showed a video of the kid and his mom or grandma just celebrating the first victory for San Diego FC. It was really tender and cute. But this came in earlier today, so let's give it a listen. They can't hear it.
No,
What
it
can
was
we
really
do?
good. We got
Silencio.
to figure it out.
We can't hear it. We got to figure that out.
A good call.
How can I
We got
figure
a
it
good
out?
call.
How can I figure this out? Okay. Okay.
You want to play it off of your phone?
Can I?
Hey, maybe just play it off your phone into the microphone because that way it'll sound like an actual phone call too.
You can connect to Bluetooth.
Long time listener, first time caller. All right, let's see. I can do this, I believe. I love technology. I love technology. Sometimes I hate it.
Do you ever call into the radio, Chiva? Have you ever done that before?
Have you ever?
Yeah, I did it for I mean, now a show that doesn't exist. The Craig and Andy show. I
Love-
called in
oh, yeah.
once.
Love
Well,
Line?
to do an interview, but I mean, like
Oh,
calling
no,
in for like
no.
give your take, try and
No,
get free
never.
tickets. I know
No.
Tony's like all about radio. I'm sure
Yeah,
he's
he
called in
is.
a million.
Oh
times.
no. Like and fellas in the chat, I know you can hear me now. If you're of a certain age, and these two gents that are pretty young wouldn't know what this is about. If you ever have the time, if you ever decide to be a little bit romantic for once in your lives, go ahead and do something classic. Dedicate a song to your significant other
Oh,
on the radio.
that's cool.
That's
I
like
always
I've-
love listening to those. Yeah, Sunday night you're driving.
the Art LeBeau show, and it's like I want to dedicate this to my papi chulo. He's currently locked up, and this song means everything.
Baby, we're
got
waiting
my-
for you on the
Baby, we-
outside. I can't wait to see you. I miss you so much. It's always someone.
Alright. And-
All right, here
and
we go.
here is Return of the Mac. Return of, and it goes from there. No, but you guys should definitely do that. You ever done that?
Never.
Why not?
Never.
You should.
It's got to be tough though. Listening, you have to listen to the radio like for a long period of time.
No, and
be
that's the
driving
magic,
to some-
because then you're like, hey, like, no, because I did this once, and it was 6th grade, and I'm like, hey, you should listen to Radio Latina at this point, and it's somebody who didn't listen to Radio Latina at all, and I'm just like, hey, and they were like, why? Like, why should I? I'm like, no, just do it, and then you can hear like 6th grader me. My name is Tony, and I want to dedicate this to somebody really cool, really special, and it's this song. It's like this deep, just like
dude.
just
the-
pouring of
The one that you
love song.
introduced me to, and it's hilarious. It's that one radio show that they call in as a flower store.
Oh, you didn't know the War of the Roses?
yeah.
I know. Love
Like,
War of the Roses.
That
100%.
one is hilarious.
It's all true. Give out Disneyland tickets. Chio, give us some Disneyland tickets. All right. I think I got the audio working here on the Bluetooth. Is it working? Is that working? Yes, you are. All right. Let's see if I can. Are you listening to it just in case?
No, I'm texting Drew.
Hi, Tony,
I'll pull it up.
Shiva, and Abe. This is Eric from Chula Vista.
Hi, Eric.
I wanted to thank you guys for the great content you're putting out for San Diego football and San Diego FC in particular. I wanted to share with you that my mom is 82 years old, and she's a big sports fan, Padres, Aztecs football, Aztecs basketball, and I got her starting watch San Diego FC during the Coachella Invitational, and she's been hooked ever since. And I think it reminds her of when she first started going to San Diego Charger games. At Balboa Stadium, and I've got season tickets to San Diego FC. So it's just sports provides a great connection among family, and she texts me all throughout the game, and we recap after the game. And I just wanted to share with you that, you know, young and old are supporting San Diego FC, and we're excited. So keep up the great work, and let's go San Diego FC. School.
That's really nice.
That was
That's
really
cool.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that, and I really like the fact that people are coming in and wanting to share these awesome stories. And look, 82-year-old lady who's enjoying San Diego sports and is all for San Diego FC and just the sport of soccer and getting into the city. I'm all for that. So, Eric, if you find me or find us at Snapdragon Stadium, we got something free. We got stickers coming up. If you find us, actually put in an order of stickers at a different sticker provider.
Oh yeah,
different sticker provider. So shout out, Eric. Utilize, please.
Yes.
Even now, you can call. It'll send you to the voicemail to 619-752-4753. That is the Two Balls hotline. Get used to it. After post-match, just throw it. If San Diego FC wins,
If you guys are tailgating after the game or tailgating before the game, you can call in, give us your thoughts and stuff. Even if you have pregame stuff, anything, it's always fun to hear from the people. It's a good time.
Gets the people
100%.
going. All right. So
Anything else for San Diego FC, gentlemen?
San Diego FC, and I really like that we fleshed everything out. And if I'm glad it's not just, hey, community and I mean, not just community, but like, oh, well, what do they do? Oh, the colors, the crest. Like, no, there's games, X's and O's. Let's break down a game. This is what it's about. We'll have an outlook, the outlook for San Diego FC this week, just to give everybody an idea, and we'll transition into San Diego Wave here in a bit. Is this the wrong one?
Mondays are a day off.
Yes,
the team.
Correct. So they are resting. They also rested yesterday. Traveling from back from Salt Lake. The facility was used by San Diego Wave. Tyler Heaps is out there. Tuesday, they will resume training at the Sharp Healthcare Performance Center. Wednesday, same thing in the morning. And then on Thursday, they will have a morning's training and then media availability at the midday. Hopefully we can have some presence out there.
Are you going?
Crossing fingers.
I told him how I can go. And if he wants to be a team player,
he can't go.
Oh,
it's
he's soft.
Not
He's
as
weak.
committed.
No,
Doesn't care.
No,
It's
no.
okay.
Okay, I'll put you on. I'll put it on blast. Cool. So in my line of work, there's certain individuals, let's call them staff, that don't show up to work because they have 40 hours of sick time and they're deciding to use it. And you know what? Oh, God bless. Which means that I have to be in a position there. I have to jump in with the kiddos and be there at that time. Also on Thursday, I'm hosting the annual support campaign for the YMCA Victory Dinner, suits and everything. So I have to take an extended lunch, but it's minimum days, which means that the kiddos have parent conferences. Parent conferences start today, back to back all through next week. So it's the longer days. This is very behind inside baseball.
School's out by then by 1 o'clock, Abe. What time do we usually come back from training? Around 1 o'clock, right? So looks like.
Oh, so you come back. So you come back, but in order for my sites to be fully staffed, I have to be committing myself to making these phone calls
committed.
back and forth.
Sure.
However, listen,
I want Tony's side now.
No.
Actually,
Hold on, Abe. Hold on. It's not done yet. Sorry for touching you. I extended. Hey, Chiva, you can go ahead and go to training, or
you can. You're giving him permission. Well, hold on.
The best thing would be for all of us to go.
I thought I was the one explaining. I thought it was my turn, guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, I'll shut up.
So I said, hey, Chiva, I will go to training. I will do my part and go to training and speak to the players and speak to the front office and do what I need to do. You guys do a fantastic job when you guys go. However, I need to have you, Chiva, step in my place at a school that needs my support at that time with the kiddos.
I'm not going to do that.
So I'll do it all, but you have to help me out.
Well, Tony gets paid a lot more than me, and then that's not in my job description to help out in his after school program. So I won't be doing that. I have my own programs to worry about when it comes to staffing. So again, if Tony doesn't want to commit during his lunch break to go cover the San Diego FC team, that's on you, Tony.
The Playback project sent me a picture over the weekend. He was like, "Oh, I took my kid to the first swimming lesson at the YMCA," and then
that's funny.
Tony's picture's on the wall. Still,
just your picture?
Well, it's not a flattering.
He won an award last year.
I won an award for youth development because I help coach the kiddos, and I do my due diligence. And I gave you credit too, Chiva. I don't know if you saw, but I did. Did you see what? Did I give you credit?
Oh,
of course, because you always, let's share this real quick. So if you walk into the South Bay Family YMCA, you will be encountered with that guy. Jeez,
it's not a great picture.
It's not.
The lighting is the issue there.
Los cachetotes, güey.
The lighting, the 100 pounds that I have on top.
It looks like a turtleneck because of the beard. That's not a turtleneck, is it?
No, it's not a turtle.
Is a charity match picture up in the wall
Not
yet?
yet.
We're getting it.
Yeah.
We still have the banner at the thing. We're gonna get that printed out and very much highlighted here. 100%. I just will remind everybody that it was an absolute robbery, and I deserve to have that trophy. And
Team Black won it fair and square.
They did not.
Take it with me.
They did not. No. No. So you're taking from my house. Anyways,
your house, my house.
That is the 2 balls and a mic. What? 2 balls. 2 balls and a mic.
Let's get to some wave talk, guys.
Let's get to some.
This is
talk.
We haven't given them enough time. I think at least Well,
there hasn't been
any games, yet, but we need to talk a lot about this.
It's okay. We're back. It actually mutes whenever the video
that's
gets
really cool.
played.
Thank
100%
goodness.
San
You guys should have heard
Diego.
what Tony said.
Yeah,
All
no.
right. San Diego Wave kicks off their season this weekend against Angel City.
Are you guys going to
Uh,
that training preseason thing on
On
Friday?
Friday?
On Friday?
On
It's
Friday,
on Friday?
I don't. I mean, I don't know. I don't think I can. If I get to go
Wow.
Thursday, I don't think I can. Maybe go Friday.
Maybe you should go Friday instead of Thursday.
Oh. Oh.
What's more important to you?
Oh, shit.
If I'm being completely honest,
Oh.
San Diego FC is a lot closer than all the
okay.
way in Del Mar. So I think for me it's easier to make San Diego FC's training.
Don't you carpool with someone?
I do carpool with you, Ray, but I mean, again,
No, it's okay.
time wise,
It's okay. I'll be there. Don't worry. I'll be at San Diego Wave training on Friday, guys.
I can help you out on Friday if you need. Just let me know how I can help. Oh, you don't have program on Friday, so
I
you're,
don't,
you
so I
should
might be able to go.
You're actually pretty fantastic. So, which
Yeah.
means on Thursday, anyways.
I don't know if
San
I can
Diego
carpool
Wave.
on Friday though.
San
órale, chinga tu
Diego.
madre, pues, culero.
San Diego Wave FC. So, San Diego Wave is actually, still in preseason mode. They are.
I think it's season mode. This is match week. I don't think you can call this preseason anymore. Like this is technically season. Like,
I agree with Abe there. Actually, like I
Okay,
get what you
okay,
mean. I get
okay,
what you mean.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
still like
100%.
it's preseason mode after the first game at least, but you kind of have everything rolling. Like you've had this group of players playing together this offseason for a couple weeks already. Essentially, it's also a brand new team put together from San Diego Wave, along with new striker Leon joining in. So I don't know. I mean, the roster that San Diego Wave has,
Mhm.
I think it's a solid one. I think it's an upgrade from last season. Obviously, not having Alex Morgan's presence hurts. Naomi Girma leaving hurts, but I think on paper this is still a very solid team. I think they're going to be a top 3 team in the NWSL. And last time I said that, you all seem to disagree with me.
Yeah, we laughed at you.
Orlando,
Yeah.
Washington.
Yeah, we laughed at you.
Gotham.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. When it happens, I'm gonna be the one laughing.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, the question is, why were they training at the Sharp Performance Center? And so, from what I have it understood, and this is kind of unofficial through a couple of different sources saying different things. Actually, one side of things is that San Diego FC opened up the doors, and this was initiated by San Diego FC in opening this chance to go practice and train at the Sharp. What is it called? Sharp Performance Center.
Sharp Healthcare.
Healthcare Performance Center, the global headquarters. But this is a good opportunity to really see them collaborate on one end. So that's great. The other side of things is that there is potentially more pitch issues when it comes to San Diego Wave. This time, the training grounds at Del Mar not
Ooh.
necessarily being the best at this point of the year going into match week. They need to go ahead and be prepared, ready to go. They cannot waste any time on subpar pitches. So again, a great kudos to what San Diego FC was able to do, and kudos on them inviting San Diego Wave over. Currently, also speaking of just the state of pitches around San Diego, once again, it's fine. It looks great. But there's just some lacrosse lines. This is currently what Snapdragon looks like right now. So you're going to start to see some wear and tear now already on multiple events on this surface. So that's kind of what happened there. That's why they were training there. But there is a game to be had here this week, gentlemen. So yes.
To answer this question from Playback, I think it's going to tell us a lot about like how the chemistry works, how the team dynamics work. It's going to be a whole different thing. We're going to see Jonas Eideval ball for the first time. Like it can be like either really good or really bad for this Wave team. I don't think there's really kind of an in between. Maybe it's like a first game jitters. It'll be a little weird. There's always like weird stuff that happens during these Angel City rivalry games too. So you might see some of that, like shenanigans. I know they really don't like Savannah McCaskill there in LA for some reason. But I think this is like a really important game, kind of set the tone early, especially in the NWSL. We have like so many different things happening, and like every point does eventually count because like they weren't eliminated officially until like the last week of the season. I think basically like it was, or actually no, it was the week before the last, right? Things come down to the end, so every point matters here, and especially when you're like playing Angel City. It's a rivalry game still, so it's gonna be a big deal.
Yes, Chiba.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I don't know if you were all okay, kind of maybe giving a breakdown of what the potential starting 11 could look like on Sunday for San Diego Wave. I believe, obviously, on goal, Caitlin Sheridan.
Yes.
She's
I don't
going to
know.
be starting.
What?
I
I
mean,
mean,
Didi.
Didi Heritage looked
she's a
good at
great goalkeeper,
Coachella too. She played as the goalkeeper for Angel City as
Mhm.
well, so maybe she'll have a little bit more knowledge of the pitch at BMO Stadium.
True.
But
Very true, actually.
no, it'll be Caitlin Sheridan in goal, and I think she's earned the spot. She's gonna wear the captain's armband too, probably. Like she's one of the original San Diego Wave players that's gonna be like holding this team together. And so long as she's playing well, you're still gonna have like a solid chance to win because like she's one of the best goalkeepers.
100%. With that, actually, I forgot to tell you guys about this. Right now on the books, we have goalkeeper Kaylin Sheridan slated for March 24th with us. So right after the game, we should be having Kaylin Sheridan on the show.
Home game. First home game.
Yeah, after the first home game, correct.
This game's going to be in LA.
This one's in LA at BMO Stadium, like you said. But, okay, fine. With everything going, hopefully we can get Maria Sanchez on the 17th.
Oh, okay. After the first away game.
After the first away game. See
Yeah.
how confused
Awesome.
us? That confused us? So hopefully that pans out here.
That's awesome. At the left back position, we're going to be seeing Pearl Moroni as the starting left back. The starting center back duo is going to be Kristen McNabb and Kennedy Wesley. That has to be the starting center back duo. At the right back, we're probably going to be seeing Hannah Lundsvig getting the start.
Also, Caitlin Torpy was transferred, or it was transferred, right? It wasn't a loan.
No,
or
it
trade.
was a transfer.
It was a trade,
Straight up
transfer.
transfer.
So Caitlin Torpy no longer as one of the fullbacks, which there was a bit of like a backlog of fullbacks. I think Mackenzie Robbie is probably going to be switched into that fullback position. She can play anywhere, and then you have what's it called, the player from UCLA
Mackenzie
as well.
Doniak, for those of you who are keeping score at home.
I mean, you still have Quincy McMahon, who
Quincy
plays at
McMahon.
the fullback position. And again, Kristen McNabb's a player that can play in any position as well. So something new that we've learned is that Savannah McCaskill's playing that 6th role. She's playing that center defensive midfielder. You also, on that center midfielder, you have Kenza Dali as a starter, and then you have Gia Corley, also kind of being one of those attacking midfielders in the team. From what we've heard is that she's dangerous. She's going to be very good with the ball. And then you're on top, on the wingers, you have Maria Sanchez and Defil Canscarino. And
I mean, which can potentially
this is what we all think too.
Yeah.
This is what our projected starting 11 is. Because like there's a chance too that Kimi Oscanio plays in the midfield. I think she played all of those Coachella games and she had a like pretty good performance, I think. And like obviously Melanie Barcenas is really good too. Maybe some people think she's earned a starting spot, but I think that Barcenas is probably better suited off as like a game changer coming late on for Cascarino or Sanchez late. But I honestly would take Ascanio or over like Corley or just this early on. Maybe I thought there was a little bit more chemistry from that first Coachella game, but like you also got to be careful with the teenagers. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe you do stay with Corley, but I like Ascanio a lot in that midfield role.
Yeah, we have understood that Ascanio is definitely one of those players that is just growing into the system, and just that IQ is just exponential. How she's growing into her role. So a very young team, a very experimental team. You still have Chiamaka, who can come in and be that just pace changer. Again, it's that wind up toy, Chiamaka, that you just wind it up and they're gonna go. And they're going to go forward. But if they can go forward and have a nice touch and a finish, then you have a lethal striker. But I think that's what needs to be worked on by Jonas, and just really getting that out of Chiamaka there. But then, to change that pace from Leon, who,
it's interesting that they added a striker so late in the season. Do you think that's like something they see in training where they're like, we don't know if Cruza and Chiamaka are gonna?
I agree. Yeah.
You think that's what happened?
Yeah. And if you have a pedigree like Leon, like I think that deserves to finally be a 9. Like I don't think San Diego Wave has had a solid designated 9.
And then she also has that chemistry already with Kentadali playing at Aston Villa.
True.
So I mean that kind of just adds on that, especially if you kind of put kind of like your money on Kentadali leading that midfield. So giving her a striker that she's already kind of familiar with will definitely help out. So I think it was a great signing from San Diego Wave.
I'm looking at the outlook and the last couple of points that we have on San Diego Wave, and it comes to prediction time against Angel City on the 16th. I know a lot of the sirens are going up there. Shout out to the sirens. We always represent well. They're taking a bus if there's still spaces. Check them out to go on that trip. But are we doing predictions? Is there a bet for San Diego Wave and their predictions?
If you guys want,
The more I think about the whole betting thing, the more I feel uncomfortable as a journalist, as an unbiased journalist. Whenever we bet on games, I want you can feel that pressure from beyond on you. But betting is everywhere now. Betting's in all sports. It's all the advertising. It's everything. So
I'll tell you a quick little story.
Okay.
And I have that same mentality that I don't want to blur the lines between whatever it is, the title and just the unbiased nature of this. We went to a Cholos game once, and in the press box, or I went, I don't think you went to this one. There was somebody who in Caliente had an account of a parlay, in-game parlay, and they hit it, and it was Joe Corona when he scored that goal. And I asked him, Joe Corona, you just won goal of the week. How do you feel? That mid-game, there was a journalist who bet on there and won.
Are you sure it was a
and
journalist?
hit
Because
big.
sometimes in the press box, there's people that
1,010%. That guy.
Oh, okay. That's pretty funny. But
yeah, no, I mean it happens. I mean that's sometimes it's part of it. So
Anyway, what I'm saying is that you're not betting it's not money. Like this is not.
Yeah.
It's a wager, if anything. Like, all right, put some skin on it. All right. So what are we doing? Don't feel uncomfortable. We're not doing that. We're not putting parlays on wave games.
No. I mean, we're not doing it for San Diego FC games either. I think my prediction, at least, we got to think about this. We didn't do it for the first game last. Maybe we should do it the same way.
we'll
We
do
didn't.
it-
The
we'll
first
do
game
it
we won't
after the
count.
first game.
After the first game, well, we'll decide what a potential punishment
we
or
need to
the
kind of
stakes
familiarize
consequence.
ourselves.
Yeah.
From how
have
they play the
actually
first
see
game.
how the Wave play because like we never know.
Okay.
Like so, yeah. Maybe this first game, no prediction.
No
Or
prediction. All
no official on the thing. But if you guys can come up with any potential punishments or stakes that we can have,
Consequence.
consequence.
Yeah, I'll throw it out there. I'll get the sirens involved.
You got to go surf in IV.
Ugh. Okay.
'Cause it's a wave.
Okay, like that's okay because that's sanitary.
It's a consequence.
Terrible from you.
Yeah, that you can
go
die from.
go get a. I don't even
Go
know.
get sick.
Honestly, I've heard so many actual diseases that come out from people because again, camp surf.
You know what I've done that's kind of bad? I have a confession about IB.
Ooh.
One time.
Okay.
They didn't have any of the signs up or anything. Like it was normal. Like
Okay.
I was young enough that I knew that sometimes it was closed, but I was there. It was fine. There was no signs out telling you not to swim in the water. So we were just swimming, doing our normal thing. And we went with one of my like dad's friends from work. They all call him Theo. So it's like, oh, they just call him Theo. Okay. And Theo kept saying like, oh, they have really good clams here at Almejas, right? And on the like at IB, and we were like, oh, okay, like is it a restaurant? He's like, no, like literally in the sand. Like if you just like he showed us how to like just find a specific spot where you do it. You like dig a little bit deeper with your foot, with your heel, and you feel like the soft sand. And you're like, oh, you can feel it, and you feel like the hard shell of a clam, and it's like clams that were like literally this big,
conches.
yeah, like big clams
Mollusks.
in IB, and you get a knife, you put it in,
Knife
put
goes
it-
in, guts
yeah.
come out. Yeah.
And then you put in the limon and all that stuff. You
Mhm.
eat it. It was really good. But I told my sister about it after. I was like, oh yeah, they're really good. She was like, at IB? And then I really thought about it. I was like, oh, I was eating shit clams.
Literal shit clams.
I was eating shit clams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit
Hey,
ceviche clams.
you're still alive, man.
I'm still alive.
It
It could maybe I'll have brain virus. I'll die early or something because I ate shit clams one time.
Hey, have a brain worm. You become a
Brain worm.
You go into the cabinet of the United States.
Maybe,
Little
but
joke.
it was cool. I don't know. I thought it was cool before I realized, like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't eat fish or stuff that I find in IB.
I have to take a picture with flamingo. Yeah, no, some people get clams in IB, some people get crabs in IB. But okay.
Just got that.
The
That's pretty gross.
flamingo. Okay, we'll keep this. I don't like the icy hot on sensible noble areas.
Ooh.
But we'll workshop it. But
I have a story about that too, but that's got to be offline.
Oh, okay.
Abe going rogue tonight.
All right. So match predictions. I mean, this is literally a who knows of who knows. Does San Diego Wave win? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes. It's Angel City's in a weird place too. They have an interim coach that they said, yeah, we're not going to
Until
hire.
July?
Yeah, we're not going to hire a full-time coach until July. Like, what? That's so weird.
Wow,
Why would
that's
you
so
not?
San Diego Wave of them?
Maybe waiting for an overseas coach to finish their
I
season.
honestly think they thought they were going to get Casey Stoney. Like, they really had a belief in that, and then Canada just kind of swooped in. Like, no, well, we can do it too.
Yes, they did. That was gonna happen.
What? That she was going to sign with Angel City?
Correct.
Oh, interesting.
All right. So on ESPN2, the away game March 15th at 3:50 p.m.
It's a national game. That's why it's at 3:50. So it's like that's prime time actually. 6:50 at night on ESPN. That's a big deal.
Yeah, I like that. ESPN2.
ESPN2.
Dos.
It's still good ESPN, right?
Yeah, it's still good. Yeah.
So cool.
I like it. From then Saturday, March 22nd is the first home game. You gentlemen will be there. I cannot. I'm honestly shitting myself, guys. I don't think I've told you guys this. I'm shitting myself.
You told me.
I told
About
you.
what?
Because on the 22nd is a San Diego Soccer's Mexican
Oh
Heritage
yeah.
Night. Craig Elston from the Annie Nelson Show.
Shout out to the
Or,
Annie and
no.
Nelson show. We love Craig
please don't
and
pour anything in
Annie.
my- please do
They've
not
had
pour.
us. They had us all on the show before, right? We've
Yeah.
all been featured on their show. So
Yeah.
shout out to them. No shout out to the station or not the
Odyssey.
station. Odyssey, the big
Odyssey.
company. Big
It-
companies and corporations are bad generally, guys. Bad. Not cool.
But that's what he's doing. He's the PA voice for San Diego Wave, so she's gonna be at Snapdragon announcing Kaylin Sheridan.
Okay.
But that means I'm at the helm of a game that's gonna be on CBS Sports Golazo, and I'm doing play-by-play next to San Diego Soccer's great Brian Farber.
Okay.
So I'm shitting myself only because it's like I have to do all the things that Craig does excellent, like a master. So I have to go on those field and be like, welcome to Front Wave Arena, where the San Diego Sockers will face off against Empire Strikers, a Strikers team that's coming off of a blah, 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 and San Diego, who's looking blah, 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 blah. I'm here with I'm already messing up. Tony Sanchez along with Brian Farber. And I like,
San Diego Soccer
like
legend,
moving
huh?
this
Okay,
and then
cool.
No, and then like what's stressing me out and like it's fine. We're gonna be fine and it's gonna be great. I love this pressure. It's just like in game of like first quarter having the guy in my ear of like, hey, what do you want next? Go ahead and do green drop when we come back. Green drop compression is the #1 compression. Get your thing at greendrop.com. And here we go back into the game. Or if I miss something or just I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. So enjoy that. We'll be ready to go.
Well, we won't be watching. We'll be watching San Diego Wave.
Thanks for the support, guys. Thanks for supporting local soccer.
I'm sorry.
We are.
Yeah, we'll be at a
will
Wave game.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
Do you think there's going to be a lot of like
men's
media
soccer
coverage of that?
deserves your respect, guys. All
Yeah, it
right.
does.
I know you guys.
San Diego Sockers
y'all
are playing really well right now.
Y'all
they're
are,
getting
you
hot at the
know,
right
on San
time.
Diego Wave, and they've been the 8 team in town. They're still the 8 soccer team in town.
Not after last year.
They're the
really
no
bad.
because they won silverware.
The Challenge Cup.
And
counts.
supporter shield,
Not last year.
but they have won it in their history.
Okay, but there's no signs about it or any proof anywhere in the stadium.
In their well, I mean,
I saw it at the season ticket event. They had the little shield out there.
It's getting a little rusty.
yeah,
Yeah,
some
not like-
WD-40 on it.
Yeah.
What's this? Make sure to wear your Dragon Ball Z shirt for courage. The Cowardly Dog.
That's like you getting the spirit.
Spirit bomb.
You got to do that during the game.
Yeah, 100%.
Pre-game. That should be part of your like routine.
I might also not be available on the April 19th through the 20th. I think we already talked
Yeah,
about this.
neither will I.
So
No home matches that weekend.
it's all good.
Yeah.
WrestleMania. One day I'll tell you how sad it is that if I do go to WrestleMania. But anyway,
Hopefully Hopefully Tony doesn't go.
I hope I don't go to WrestleMania. If you know who I am to the core, you'd be like, what? But yeah. Anyways, anything else for San Diego Wave as we predict a win-win-win against Angel City to open up this 2025 season in NWSL?
Nah, I think it's exciting. I think they're definitely going to make an impact this season, and they're going to be a contender.
Yeah, I'm most excited to see Cascarino, honestly. I think she's going to have a really good season. She was like strong last year without even having like any like connection or chemistry with the team yet. She came in right in and like did some crazy stuff on that front line. So I think she's going to have a monster year. But yeah, this is fun. It's an exciting time for San Diego Soccer.
It is certainly an exciting time for San Diego Soccer. Anything else for San Diego Wave or soccer in general tonight, guys? Nope. I agree. Season's greetings from everybody who's joined us in the chat. Thank you for joining us here for Two Balls and a Mic. We will be back in action this week with some more insight from San Diego Wave, San Diego FC, some audio, some visual, and we'll see everybody on the weekend for San Diego FC versus Columbus at Snapdragon Stadium. Yeah.
And I'll be there in Angel City if you want to go.
Damn right you will.
Go
If
drive
you see Abe, say hi to Abe. We'll have everything ready to go on lock. SanDiego.Futbol is the website on socials. Follow it. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Send it over. Thank you. You guys are great.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.